And we're rolling.
Check 1, 2. Here we go.
Check 1, 2. Yeah. So you could say anything in the world, but everyone says check 1, 2, huh?
I know it's like a default. It's a human default. Check 1, 2.
Mic check.
Testes.
1, 2. Test. Dude, thanks for coming, man.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's been a long, planning in the plans.
For sure.
It finally came to, what's your word? Fruition?
Fruition?
Fruition. I always say fruition. I don't know why.
Fruition? Fruition? It makes sense. I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
Listen to what I mean, not what I say. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
So how you been?
Good. I'm a little thrashed right now because of
That thing you're doing?
that thing I'm doing.
What is it called again?
So it's a 4x4x48 challenge, and this dude David Goggins, he's some guy that I follow on social and stuff. Read his audiobooks, listened to his audiobooks.
Right.
But he's like a retired Navy SEAL, Army pararescueman, ultra runner, broke the pull-up record. Now he's doing wildland firefighting.
Oh, wow.
Just cause. I mean, he makes a bunch of money from just speaking. Like
right.
he can make more money doing one public speaking event because he's like an icon, and he's good at like public speaking and motivational talks.
Right.
But he's like, that's not what I get my edge from. Mm-hmm. So he's like, he learned how to jump out of plane, smoke jumper.
Okay.
So he's like jumping into a fire and like chopping up, cutting a fire line, for like regular pay, like $18 an hour or whatever.
Going straight in
his 40s. Just
wow.
Cause. But he's always searching for that edge. But I follow this guy, and he's inspired me a lot. Not that I'm gonna, do a lot of the things he's doing.
Right. Like some people that's, they love that adrenaline rush, and they live for that.
Yeah. And I just really like his message, but, he's got this challenge that he did a couple years ago for a fundraiser.
Yeah.
So it's called 4x4x48. Here's some water, man.
Oh, thank you.
Going fancy here.
H2O is life.
It is. It is.
Water is life.
Water is life. Reminds me of Waterworld.
Who was in that movie? Who was it? Who was the guy?
Is it Kevin Costner?
Kevin Costner. I was going to say Mel Gibson, but no, that wouldn't be.
Yeah, I think it's Kevin Costner. But the 4x4x48 is you're supposed to run 4 miles
right
every 4 hours for 48 hours.
Wow.
So basically every 4 hours goes by, you got to go run 4
yeah.
miles. But he's like, you don't have to do it running.
Right.
If you don't want. Every now and then I do run down to Toy Train and back from
yeah.
here. And
right.
that's about 3 miles round trip.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, wow, maybe I realized later, I'm like, maybe I could if I just did my normal run.
Right.
And added a little to it.
It's not too bad, huh?
I could, but I was like, I'm going to bike it. So I've got this loop that I do that's just for the listeners' reference. Like I'm about 10th and White Sands is where we're at.
Right.
At the warehouse here at my place. And then so I go down to Indian Wells and then all the way up Indian Wells to Scenic.
Right. You do that square?
And then all the way to Ocotillo.
Oh, so you go past
First Street.
Okay.
Because Ocotillo is a nice hill to like.
You go down. You don't even have to pedal.
Yeah.
I usually do that. I'll hit the foothill trails. I'll come down to First and Scenic, and I'll make that left on the south extension.
Yeah.
And then go to Ocotillo, where you go.
It gets rough halfway through the Scenic extension, literally and figuratively.
Really? Like mentally?
The pavement actually ends.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't end, but like the city service, it says like city maintenance ends here.
Oh, so you're talking about way out there.
Before you get to Ocotillo. Not way out there. It actually, the city service, there's a line where it says like city maintenance ends here.
Oh, okay.
It's before Ocotillo, believe it or not.
Right there where the Scums is? Remember the Scums?
Uh-huh. It's before that.
Okay.
But the road literally gets rougher there. But then all the way to Ocotillo and then down and then make my way back.
But you're on a bike, so...
On a bike, but it's a 10-mile loop.
So are you saying the ground is rough or the actual, like, you're struggling?
Both.
Okay.
So the ground is actually kind of rough.
Right.
Because then you haven't redone the road in a while.
Yeah, it's been years.
And then right where the pavement gets rough, that's where the hill starts. And you're headed south.
Right.
And the wind's always coming from the south.
Yeah, I hate that.
Most of the time.
That's the biggest thing.
Headwind on a bike.
You wouldn't think.
You just get...
But when you do get that wind, it's so much easier. Even if it's only like a mile or two.
Uh-huh.
Like a mile, 2 miles per hour wind, that little bit of wind really pushes you.
As long
as you're going in the direction with it.
Oh yeah, it's great when
it's
you're
like
going,
oh yeah.
With it. Yeah. So it's a 10-mile loop, so I've done 11 laps.
Dang.
Since Saturday at 12 a.m.
So you've done
basically Friday night, but
Right.
Saturday morning, 12 a.m.
So you've gone from here down to Indian Wells, up to Scenic, make that left all the way down to where you're talking about,
Yep.
and then back here that's a full lap.
Yep. Down Ocotillo to like Florida,
Right.
South Florida, and then all the way down South Florida to like 9th Street, and then down 10th, and then back here.
But once you get here, that counts as one lap.
One lap.
And you've done 11.
11.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's insane.
It's kind of insane.
Are now when you do it, are you casually doing it? Are you really pushing yourself? Are you like
It takes about an hour
okay to do
or
that?
50 minutes. You could maybe go a little quicker.
Right.
Some areas I push. I'm definitely going continuous the whole time.
Yeah.
Like I'm pedaling the whole time, pretty much. There's no, except for when you're going downhill.
Yeah, I know you can take a slide break.
Downhill, you can let it
a little
rest.
bit of relief.
But it's mostly uphill,
Yeah.
except for that very last corner
Right.
on Ocotillo.
Make
But
that turn.
right after you climb that gnarly hill, you get the
Yeah, because that hill, going would you call it the South Scenic part? That hill is kind of rough.
It
Going
is going headed south.
Yeah.
Towards the Scums.
And
It's rough.
your thigh muscles are burning
Oh
because is yours a gear bike? Is it gear or is it just free?
it's a fixed gear single speed.
See, I don't know what's worse. I don't know if the gears help or if like what you're riding. What do you think?
For me, back in the day when I had like a BMX bike,
Yeah.
and then I ended up getting a mountain bike. This is when I was a kid,
Right.
and then when I had the mountain bike, it was definitely a step up from the BMX. But I always left it on the highest gear.
Oh, did you
the,
really?
The one that with the most resistance.
Okay.
Because you move those pedals around, it's like, woo, woo, it's moving that tire around more. And
You can feel it.
I just never really used the gears, and then so as a kid,
They
I
were
mean, I
just
took
there.
care of my stuff, but my bike would be outside or whatever, and then
Yeah.
I wouldn't maintain it very well. So it was just eventually it kind of got stuck on that gear.
Right.
So even though I had the luxury of all those gears, it might as well have been a single speed.
It's like take that mixing board right there. You might use 2 channels, and there's like all these other little like filters you can add, but you never use those. They're just you never know. You just never go there.
Yeah.
Almost like that.
Yeah. Now, with that mixture, I actually do use most of it, but only
do you
only
really?
because I'm running a lot of stuff. Like
Right.
I can route the podcast, the drums,
Yeah.
have the guitar cabinet mic'd up, everything. I could just turn on, because like when you're creating something or like you get inspired, the last thing you want to do is like, oh, I gotta set up my cable. And,
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to plug in the mic. Or you turn the computer on and you're like, wait a minute, how come I'm not getting sound? And there's so many variables.
It's almost like a live gig when you go set up somewhere. There's a million things that can go wrong.
a million things. And so like I originally got the smaller version of that board.
Yeah.
And then I was like, because I could move it around. I was like, ooh. I was like, I could use it to record the drums, and then I could move it around. I could do the podcast. I could move it around. I could take it to a friend's house or whatever.
Right.
And then I had it, and then I had this other epiphany. I'm like, dude, if you send it back and get the big one, you can just, you can just route everything
More
all at
bang
once,
for your buck.
and then like never have to move, and I can just leave it plugged in all the time.
So that pretty much stays in here all the time.
Yeah.
Never moves.
That's just I used to be on a little 4-channel audio interface,
Right.
and that was cool and all.
This is
got
cool.
Got a lot of projects done, but that
And even our mics going in there too. Oh yeah, I can
Yeah.
see the levels going up and down.
Wow. It's great because we don't have to run a computer. It just goes straight to straight to SD card. Cause
Damn.
there's cuts out a lot of room for like ran out of storage or
Oh yeah.
like as long as you know your SD card on that's got room and
full.
yeah, you're good.
What's the
Because
size
a
of that?
computer can sometimes be like audio engine stopped working or
For some
it
reason.
just closes out on you. You just something can go wrong, but that's really reliable.
And then you lose all the magic.
Yeah, you lose all the magic.
Try to recreate it somehow, but it just never is the same.
The only glitch I ever have with the podcast is with the GoPro. Sometimes it'll glitch out, or I look over and it's not on, or something.
See, and those it's weird because those GoPros aren't really made. They're made for recording video, but not so much. I don't know where I'm going with this, but like when I stream with that GoPro, sometimes my computer doesn't recognize it and it goes out.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but we make it work somehow, some way.
Yeah.
There's always upgrades.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at it and I'm like, I guess it's the latest firmware. They're just on like GoPro 11 right now. And it's
Yeah, I have the 7. I have the GoPro Max. I got some of the older. I think I have like 5 GoPros and the ones, like the 1s and 2s.
Yeah.
I haven't used those in years, but like this one is good when it is good. And then I use. Do you know what a Mevo camera is? Have you heard of the Mevo?
Mm-mm.
It's really cool. It's good for live streaming because you can take it with you and you could connect it to the app for that camera and you can run Like it's really cool. Like you can do live. Like if you got with the band, you could run a line out to that, like an audio out, and you guys could do a live stream with the band. It's really cool, and it's like you don't have to run a computer.
Oh, nice.
So it's everything's built in that camera. And then I use another little.
So it films it, but it also takes a main
Right.
of the board.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I use my phono. My headphones. I use my headphones coming out of my Mac keyboard, and it goes straight into the Mevo camera, and it's really clean.
Sick.
So yeah.
And it's a Mevo camera?
Yeah, Mevo. You'll have to check it out. I'll send you a link.
Yeah, that'd be really cool to look into. That way we could stream or capture shows.
And even like I'm not DJing all the time. Even maybe sometime I can go out to your show and I could just like come out. I don't know if you got anything coming out of your headphone jack, but you guys could create an account on. I mean, all your music is your music. I know you do a lot of covers. So like on YouTube, I don't think you guys have to worry about any kind of copyright.
Yeah, because I don't know how that works if it's all covers. You know what I mean?
I don't know, because whatever catches the copyright material. I don't think if it's a cover. I don't think if it's covered.
There's something to do with covers. I'll have to look into it. I've looked into it before, but I always forget. It's been a long time. But
I don't know if you guys are into that though, like live streaming, but it's just something I do. It's really cool.
It would be cool to at least capture it so we could take snippets and put it on our website for for marketing. What do you call it? Like
marketing.
When you're trying to get more gigs, people want to see like a promotion package or
oh yeah,
like, well, hey, yeah, send me your website or whatever. It kind of helps them.
And it's cool to see
club owners are like, oh, these guys are serious.
Right. It's
they
good.
have a website and actual footage of them playing, and it sounds good, the quality.
Yeah.
Then they know you're for real.
It's real. I know it's different with bands because you got so many channels coming in and you guys are balancing stuff out.
Yeah, it's a lot.
With a DJ, you have like, your audio coming in. It's a lot less stress, I bet, compared to band. I know you guys, like, my drums don't sound good over here. My mic over here is distorted or whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's probably a lot of things going on.
There's a lot going on. There's one of these too. I don't know if you like this stuff. It's not very cold.
Oh, you hooked it up with the coconut water.
Yeah.
Coconut water's good. I don't get to drink it all the time.
It's not very cold. I should have put them in the fridge. But.
Oh, it's good. It's always something different. There's a lot of good vitamins in coconut water too, huh?
Yeah, I mean, there is quite a bit of sugar, but it's got the, what is it? Potassium and shit, and magnesium, phosphorus. What do you call those? Minerals?
Yeah.
So, that's good considering I'm doing all this bike riding. I've been drinking.
Oh yeah, you need to
the potassium.
Replenish your.
I'll make like a little smoothie with like oats and a couple bananas and almond milk.
Yeah,
and it's almost like a banana shake. It's really good.
You need that because have you ever been out skating or biking and you get a cramp in your leg?
Bad.
Or the arch of your foot.
Bad.
Like the arch, and then your foot starts going like that, and you're like, what's happening?
It wants to lock up.
Yeah. Have you ever had that happen?
I had it real bad when I went to San Francisco by myself.
Yeah.
That time. Because I left my car on the beach.
Right.
Because I was like car camping. And I just underestimated the distance. It's like a small city. It's only like 7 square miles.
Right. San Francisco is?
Yeah. I mean, no, it's 49 square miles, 7 by 7.
Okay.
But so it's a whole bunch of stuff going on in one.
It's just compact.
Right.
Like New York.
Still, yeah, I went real far on foot and then I crossed the Golden Gate and all that. And
you skated across.
Skated across it and stuff. And
did you do kickflips? I
did a kickflip on the bridge. I just because I had to.
Yeah. I've been here.
It wasn't very practical to skate up there because it's so windy. And
is it really? I've always heard that. I've never. Well, I have skated in San Francisco, but it's been so long. But when we were there was no wind because we went to Embarcadero.
Yeah.
Skated there, and that was, like you see it in the videos, and you go there, and you do see some of the pros. Like I think I saw LeVar McBride there.
Sick.
And that was like, he was little then. He was real little.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy seeing these people skate, and you're like, I know these guys from the videos, but I don't know them on a first name basis. And
what year was that?
That was 96, 97, somewhere around there.
Dope.
Mid to late 90s.
That was like kind of in the height of all that.
Yeah, then because when did they tear that bridge down over the Embarcadero? That was because there used to be like a freeway right there, wasn't
It
there?
might have had something to do with the earthquake, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was because I was watching the Javante interview on the Nine Club.
Ooh. Oh
and
yeah.
He was talking about the overpass or bridge that used to be there. And I think when the earthquake happened, I guess it came down or they did something to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I went there. I've been there twice. Went there with the Ross and Matt Roberts and Germ. We went there in 2011, but we should have stayed longer.
Yeah.
We were only in SF for like a day.
Oh, wow.
And we skated 3rd and Army.
Right.
The spot with the pipe ledges.
Right.
And then 3 up, 3 down.
Yeah.
That real waxed 3-step thing.
Right.
That was sick.
How long is that?
It's just a lot longer than you'd think. Like I'm always like, because I got some long nose slides, you know. I'm like, I'm gonna go nose slide that thing, and then you look at it, and you're like,
it's kind of tall.
It's a little tall too.
Really?
Yeah.
I was thinking it might be like the third because it's 3 steps,
It's
right?
3 steps. Well, it's kind of like on the
Is
one
it
side, it's slightly downhill, so
Right.
it's like a 2.5 on the way up. So you kind of have a little.
Would you say it's as tall as this table, the top?
Not quite. No, you can ollie up it and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like you could skate it fairly easy, you know.
Right.
Like we were able to manual it, nose manual it.
Oh, cool.
We probably could have grinded it too, but we were just.
You're just
know.
like, oh, yeah, because you're in a different
Yeah.
environment and there's like, well, what do I
But
do?
and it's slick up there. Like
Yeah.
if you miss the grind, you know,
You're going down?
Ooh, yeah, it's slick. It's like black ice. It's
Is it
like-
really?
It's you could just tell it's just so skated in. It's like marble almost.
I just ordered some sex wax because, like over where I live, all the curbs are dry, and I just want to start waxing everything up.
Yeah.
Every curb, I just want to wax up, and even if it's just a curb where you ride into it,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to. I want everything waxed because there's a playground over there. It's like it kind of looks like a figure 8. You have the playground equipment in the middle, but on the edges it's dry.
Okay.
And I just want to wax everything up and just do long grinds. And it's not like you ollie into it. You just kind of roll into it. And
Is it over there off like Bandelier still, or did you guys move somewhere else?
no, we moved over there by the what's the
The theater.
theater, that area.
Okay. Cool.
So we're over there, but they're supposed to be putting a splash pad in there from what I hear.
Nice.
I don't know how soon though, but because aren't they putting a splash pad over here by the Roundtree? Not Roundtree. What is this? Alameda.
Alameda.
Are they doing something like that?
They have a lot going on over there.
Yeah.
That would make sense though. I wonder what they were doing because there's a lot of plumbing going on. They're running water lines.
I want to say that's what they're doing because I saw.
They've got like disc golf and I saw like some cornhole things
Oh,
set
man.
up, and I'm like, man, and they're doing some stuff over there.
I was driving down White Sands a while back, and like I'm driving, and this disc comes flying across,
Oh,
like
yeah.
right across my windshield, and those guys out there were getting it. They were getting serious out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to watch out for them those flying discs coming across.
Flying discs are out of control.
And you know how like between Blake's, where Blake starts and the mall, because you know how the speed limit goes up to 45.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Do you ever have those days? I don't know if you drive that way much, but you're driving, and no matter what, there's always like a car that only goes 30, but you're in a 45
All the
mile.
time. Yep. All the time.
It's Alamogordo problems.
Yep. It's crazy, man.
But yeah, it's like one of those things. It's like, oh, one day we'll all get there. 45 miles an hour. Yeah, if anybody knows, between Blake's and the mall, it's 45 miles per hour.
Just to reiterate.
Public service announcement.
Yeah. That's cool, man. Yeah, there's a lot to go over. I was gonna ask you maybe just like how you got into skating and like
Good
everyone
question.
everyone gets the bug, Yeah.
Yeah.
At some point you just get the skate bug and then like you
You
see it and you can't ever unsee it. Like
Right.
even if you stop skating, you're always gonna have that. Oh, that would be fun to. Someone needs to do this on this.
Oh, yeah.
Like you always see it.
Well, I mean, so I started skating in 1985, and at the time, there were a lot of skaters here, a lot.
A lot.
Older than me. I was young. I was only like what, 5th grade maybe,
Right.
fifth grade, somewhere around there. And I would be going to Kmart. I didn't know anything about like what a good board was. All I knew was Nash. I knew they had the. Do you remember the Nash skateboards?
Yes. Uh huh.
They had the Executioner there. It was like this is like the ugliest boards ever. They had a hot pink Executioner. They had an orange like your amp right there.
Uh huh.
They had an orange Executioner. They had different colors. But I wanted that one, but I really wanted the Fly Me. Do you remember the Fly Me? It was it had like a palm tree and a pelican
And it was
or a flamingo.
a Nash graphic.
Yeah.
Dude.
I thought that was the coolest board ever.
Nice.
Never got it.
Never got it.
Got the Executioner though.
The orange one?
Because I think the Executioner was like $65 and then the Nash was the Fly Me was like $99. So there was like a price difference. But I didn't know anything about skateboarding. I just wanted to go get a board. And these boards were heavy.
Right.
Do you remember that? I don't know if you remember.
Were they the big ones? Were they wider and stuff? They weren't like popsicles like these.
No, they were bigger.
Big like fish kind of boards.
And then the grip tape
they were thicker too.
Yeah,
quite a bit thicker.
Probably like 12 ply, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I don't. Do you remember the grip tape on those? Like were it's like big granules.
Yeah,
huge.
Very coarse.
Oh
yeah.
Man, those were rough. You didn't want to scratch your skin on those.
Yeah,
you'd be done for. You'd be all scratched.
It was just a whole different.
Oh yeah,
media.
So I did get a board. I got the Executioner, rode that around for like probably a year, and I think around that time that's when my dad started selling skateboards out of. He had a Volkswagen van, like
Classic.
Like one of the old school ones.
Yeah,
that has a sliding door, like the surfer ones.
Yep.
So he had one
like
of those.
a bus, V-Dub bus kind of
bus.
van.
That's what it is. It was like a brown and like a brown cream.
Classic.
Yeah, it might have been brown and white at sometimes, but I think as the aging went, probably creamed out a little bit. But he had that. He would put the boards in the van, in the bus, and drive around and sell boards. He was like the ice cream man, but it was the skateboard man. So nice. boards out of the Volkswagen bus, and he would drive all around town, and people would stop him and he would pull out a board and they'd buy it. It was the craziest thing ever.
Wow.
I never heard anything like that. Do you know of any other?
It's funny, after I got into the skate shop and all that and stuff, that it's crossed my mind, doing that, like, and honestly, I have done that, not drive around like ice cream man.
But you always have them in your trunk.
But I've gotten a few, like, hey man, I'll bring it to you, like, I'll deliver it to you or whatever.
Right.
Hey, we gonna meet up? Yeah. So I've definitely gone off the wall in that direction.
Orange curb deliveries.
But I've thought about it, and I thought of a mobile skate shop before, and I think I've looked it up, and there was one or two.
They probably have them nowadays with all the food trucks. There's got to be a skate truck, something like that,
mobile skate shop with a mini ramp they pull on a trailer or something. That'd be sick.
Pops out, folds out. So then he started selling them in the house. I don't know if you know where we lived on Abbott. There was a house. My mom still lives there, but he used to sell boards out of the house, like the first room. Like you come in the house, the first room would be dedicated. It would be like a little skate shop. It's probably about the size of this room.
Kind of like not this room, but the other room.
Yeah.
Like that remember when I had the skate shop here?
Right.
It's kind of like that, but more of a house though.
Yeah.
Even kind of more intimate.
Like if you look to the right there's the kitchen. It was real awkward, but people knew it.
No, there was a really cool, when I was doing the skate shop here, I was like, running a skate shop out of your house, and I looked, I'll send you the link. But there was this guy in like the city, I think New York, and he had an apartment skate shop.
Oh, really?
And he was talking about like, man, sometimes it's rough, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to make rent. And then, and then kids will come through, and at the last minute, like I'll sell a bunch of stuff, and it works out, and
it just comes in spurts.
Yeah, and he was also talking about like hawking Legos on eBay and stuff, and just hustling and stuff. But it was a really inspiring video because he was just running it out of an apartment.
I mean, we would have nights where like, I think he had hours set. I don't know. It's probably like, I don't know, whatever, morning to 6 or 7. But we'd have nights where someone would be knocking at the door at midnight, and they'd be like, "Can you sell a board?"
Hey man,
they want a board.
Sorry to bug you, man, but we're trying to, like, I just broke my board. Like, fine, yeah.
He would open it up and have let them come look, and then he sold everything in there: shoes, airwalks.
Sick.
So that was the house, and then he finally got a store up at Well, okay, let me rewind. Before he was selling the boards out of the bus, he had a kite shop on New York Street, right there by where. What is that? It used to be House of Carpets. What is it now?
Showcase Carpets?
Showcase Carpets. So back then it used to be House of Carpets.
Right by Broadway Fashion.
Right across the street.
Across the street.
And then before that, right next to that, they had Radio Shack.
Radio Shack, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So his was a few down. He had a store, but he wasn't selling boards. He was selling kites and balloons.
Okay.
So yeah, he's always doing something crazy.
Cool.
But he had that. So that was before that. So let's go back to. I think he got the shop by Hastings in maybe like 89.
Right.
I'd say about 89, 90. He got, I don't know if you remember 10th Street when Hastings used to be there, up there. And then the next block down, when you did that manual
Yeah.
and you cross the street and you're still going, man. So that side.
Down that side.
Where the dentist place is now.
Kids Care?
Yeah. But he was at the corner.
Towards the end?
Yeah, where that ledge or that
bottom slope is?
goes down, yeah. So he had
way at the end on the very corner?
Yeah, right there, the very end. But his store was upstairs. So he started selling boards up there. And, that was pretty cool there. Because he had a back room where he had like kind of like a lounge. You could watch videos and stuff.
Yep.
Like the front was all boards and
product and
clothing
shoes
and shoes and everything. And then the back room was kind of like a hangout room.
Sure. Classic skate shop.
You just hang out back there. So he would have that back there. And then, but yeah, he was there for a few years and he would have, different skate teams come through. He had girl skateboarders. He had Sonic. He had Toy Machine. Who else? There was quite a few. There was a lot of others in between.
So at this time, when he had this skate shop going, you were like in high school, middle school, high school?
Yeah, I was in high school. Right then. I was 94. I was getting out of high school, going into the Air Force.
Would you say that was kind of like when you were going pretty hard on skateboarding?
Oh yeah,
that was like your.
I think then, but I want to say. It's hard to say. It would be in spurts. I would say 90. I would say 97, 98, 99, 2000. Those are like we're getting out there and getting it years. Yeah, those were probably the peak years, I would say, maybe.
Because you got to skate, or you got to see some of these guys skate.
Yeah.
The pros come to Washington and like street skate Alamo a little bit.
Oh yeah, we would take them like to the college, all around town. I think we had what is it, Peter Piper Pizza?
Mm-hmm.
Where like the urgent care is, that block.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
There used to be the Peter Piper Pizza. We would go. We took Jamie Thomas, we took Chad Musk and them there. So they were grinding that curb right there. They were just doing, slappies on the curb all the way down.
Yeah.
So it's cool. Now, I mean, I look at different spots here in town like, oh, dang, Chad Muska did a kickflip down this or, such and such place.
Yeah.
This is
cool.
cool.
Is that? Yeah.
But even with the homies, like I remember days like St. Jude, one of my old friends, Corey Cisneros, the first person I seen do a kickflip down St. Jude. And that had to have been like 88, 89.
Yeah.
Because I think he like admired Frankie Hill.
Okay.
So he was like, when I think it was a Public Domain or Ban This. What was first?
Ooh, you got me. I
want to say Public Domain. When Public Domain came out.
Do my history a little bit more and dive into those old videos.
Oh, yeah. Frankie Hill was the one. He was like the daredevil out of the group. I mean, you had like Ray Barbie and Steve Size and all those guys.
Okay.
But yeah, when we saw those videos, we were trying to emulate what they did.
Sure.
Some of us didn't really make it to that point, but I think Corey was getting it. He was trying to be the Frankie Hill of Alamogordo.
89, I mean, I haven't even seen a lot of stuff go down.
And even before that, there was others.
St. Jude in general. So that's
it's
impressive to even way back
even
then.
now, I couldn't even imagine trying to do a kickflip there now.
Because that's very forward for back then.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's common where kids are just jumping off stuff and you're like, okay.
That's crazy. You'll turn Instagram on, little girls.
Yeah.
I'm like, my God.
Back lip, a 12 stare, like a,
Because what's that one girl from Brazil? What's her name? The young one.
Not Leticia, but her other young
one. The little one.
The little one. She's like 15 or something.
What is her name?
14. I forget her name, but.
I can't say her name, but
she's incredible. Yeah. She's the one.
There's like no fear. These kids have no fear. But, it's their environment they grow up. They skate with great skaters.
Yeah. And their baseline, they don't know their limitations.
Right.
It's kind of like a manual or something for me. It's like.
They're doing kickflip.
It's just the normal, but like a handrail for them, it's just the normal. They're like, I've just always done handrails.
Yeah.
So like it's just their baseline.
It's just they know, that's what they know. They're used to it.
Mm-hmm.
There was another skater even before Corey, Gil Apodaca. This guy, okay, we may be going back to 88. So you had the handrails at Space Hall, right?
Yeah.
He was doing kickflip frontside board slides on the handrails back then. This dude, yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's insane.
And
like
it was
the chrome, chrome ones.
The like 7 stair, 8
7,
stair.
yeah, 7 and 10, and there's a couple up there.
Right, the one right by the rocket.
It's 7 stair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was doing frontside, kickflip frontside board slides back then.
Ooh, that's gnarly.
And nothing. Like it was just he was doing it.
And that's a side rail too. It's like it's not centered.
Nah.
It's like off the side, so
Yeah.
you got
to turn
and land proper.
right,
Yeah.
or you're falling into the lava rocks.
The lava rocks.
They'll tear your skin up like crazy.
The floor's made of lava rocks. Yeah, man. That's
Gil
incredible.
Apodaca. I don't know where that guy is. I remember him. We'd have lawn tramps at the park. He would do, big old kickflip indie grabs off lawn tramps back then. And yeah,
Sick.
how?
Yeah, it's incredible.
And then as years come up, you have your skaters like Dom, like
Putting the staple on this town, putting like people leave their mark.
Yeah.
And do things that are like kind of like whoa, like no one's done that.
crazy.
Crazy.
And then there's a bunch of skaters in between there that had their their little moment of fame for Alamogordo, but
Yeah.
I don't know where they're at no more.
Yeah.
They just kind of
Is there
disappear.
anyone that stands out to you like from
now?
later, like after you had, let's say you went in the Air Force for a while, and then you probably left for a while, right, and then came back?
Yeah.
Was there anyone like when you came back where you're like, whoa, like
There used to be this one guy, Chris Casper. He was friends with I want to say he was friends with Kareem Campbell. I could be wrong, but
okay,
yeah, he was good. He was Air Force too. There was like pockets of people I've known throughout the years that have been really good at skateboarding.
Yeah,
But they move on, they have families, and they just kind of
yep,
go off into the world. But it's crazy. Like these people were really good. They were really good.
exceptional.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if they still skate. They may roll around and, get on the board every now and then. But
Yeah,
they just had that moment where they're just like, you're thinking they need to be sponsored. That's like, what's his name from Cruises? John
Rogers.
My God.
Yeah, he's on another level.
He's like, why isn't he is he sponsored? He's got to be getting some kind of flow.
He's got to get some flow boards from somebody. If not, like John, if you don't have flow boards, man, like I'm gonna give you some orange curve boards.
Right.
Like just
Did you hear
'cause.
that?
I'll give you a couple 8.5s just because.
But he's so good.
He's so rad.
Like, how do you do tray flip or say bigger spin to front board slide? How do you get
Over it. How do you get it to go over the thing?
Yeah. How do you even get how do you get over the fear?
But
That's a lot going on.
he's got just mad pop too.
Yeah.
Like back tail
right.
shove on them rails. Like the Pan Am.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Pan Am 7 stair or whatever.
It's all those
Like,
back
that
lip
thing's
sides.
tall, and he'll just back tail it
Didn't he do like kickflip back tail?
He did back tail shove. It wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, I seen him do a back tail big spin out.
Yeah.
Backside big spin.
Wouldn't surprise me if he kick flip back tail. I'm sure if he hasn't done it, he will do it.
And then it's
He'll
just
do it.
it's just these kids.
Yeah,
Although he's not such a kid no more, but
No.
I'm talking like kids like 14, 15 years old. But
Dude, I was watching clips. It was like just on YouTube and scrolling, and it was like Tampa Am best trick just went down,
yeah.
and it's just a jam. So all the guys are just coming in one after another.
Oh
And
yeah.
the tricks, I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what is it? Just insane.
That one guy did. So they had that. Do you see that curved rail that's like this on the top of the pyramid?
I don't think I caught that part.
It's like a rail that goes like this
Okay.
at the top, and I think he did. Someone did like a front side.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
What was it, like a front side 360 or like front side 360 ollie to? I don't know, back lip slide maybe. I don't know. It was weird,
Yeah.
but wow.
270 lip and then all the way down the thing.
Yeah, but
It's incredible.
and then there's so much history that's gone down at Tampa at the Tampa Park.
Skate park of Tampa.
Yeah.
I need to go there like at least once.
Yeah,
They offer jams like year round jams. There's different ones. So
right.
And I was just kind of wanted to just enter one. Not like I'm a competition guy or anything,
Yeah.
but it'd just be interesting, like just to see what you got.
Just to ride there.
Because sometimes your weird style quirks, kind of come out, and you're like, wow, shit, you did pretty good,
Because if you go back on some of those old 411 videos, you'll see like Tom Penny when he was like, back in the day, back when he was at his height, Tom Penny
Yeah.
and like Eric Costin and all those guys. You'll see those videos, and like, dang, this happened in '93.
Yeah.
You're like, wow. Because I think at my mom's house, because we have like, my mom has like a stash of like skateboard relics from the past that my dad had. Like stacks of 411 VHS tapes. She'll hand me, like, every time I go over there, she'll hand me something she found. She handed me this one like indie skate zine that I think someone made like in Washington D.C. and I tagged like a lot of the skaters from over there. That and so I don't know if anyone remembered that magazine because it was like real rare magazine. It's just crazy, like
underground,
yeah,
yeah,
like
grassroots,
yeah. I forget that. Yeah, like it was like before Slap, before it was like some old magazines. Even one of my cousins / friends from Pennsylvania, he used to make this magazine called Milk Crate Digest.
Okay.
Do you remember? I don't know if you know John Freeborn. He had Good and Evil skateboards.
I've heard of Good and Evil.
So
of course, maybe I'm just thinking of that Toy Machine video.
Yeah, you might be.
Okay. Okay.
Well, he had the Good and Evil skateboards.
Okay.
And I even got some of his old zines from like 87, 88. And he's got one with Bam Margera.
Okay.
Because they were friends with him because they lived right there by Philly.
Philly.
Yeah.
DC and all that.
Yeah. Did you see that new 4-in-1 with the Margera family?
Was it a 9 Club?
Yeah.
I saw the Stop and Chat with the Margeras, but I didn't watch it yet.
Oh man, you got to see that.
I bet you it's great.
It is so. It's like from the time Chris Roberts pushes, record. It's like going nonstop all the way through. I'm like, dang, they've got like a lot of.
Some of those episodes just hook you.
Oh
you
yeah.
Can't set them down with different podcasts.
I don't know what the last one was.
Some
I
of
missed
them are
the
really
last.
Good.
The last one from last Monday because it comes out on Mondays, right?
Yeah. So you follow it pretty regularly?
I try to.
Yeah.
But I didn't see the last week.
When we had the shop on New York, the 9 Club was still pretty fresh. I was always listening to it, and then sometimes I fall off, but I still pay attention. And the one I was watching recently was the Chad Muska. It's the experience, 9 Club experience, and they're doing like a Chad Muska appreciation.
Right.
So there was like a section where they're just talking about Muska and all that. That was one of the last.
Isn't Muska? His mom passed away, and so he's taking care of her house, and he's a farmer now. Did you see that?
Yeah, I know he's doing a lot of stuff hands on.
Because where did he move? He's in somewhere like in the Midwest. I don't know where she lived.
Dang.
But yeah, he's like a farmer now, living on the farm.
Crazy.
He's doing like taking care of pigs and.
I know he was doing concrete art, which was cool.
Right.
He was making like concrete sculptures and stuff out of concrete, like cement.
Huh.
Like fine arts cement projects, and he was badass.
He can still get down.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Because he was a DJ too. He DJ'd, he produced music, of course, skated. But I think his thing now, he's doing like farmer stuff.
Interesting.
But I don't know what that entails.
Yeah. Muska was always really, really cool. I know some people like when I grew up skating, he was like one of those big figures,
Oh yeah.
And some people liked him and some people didn't like him.
I always wonder why.
I think you always get that.
Yeah, with anybody. Look how people treat Nija.
Oh man, are you kidding me?
But he's the greatest skateboarder in the world.
I know. I know. Like it's ridiculous,
Like that guy. Did you see that one rail he did in his new part? It's like, so there's a rail going up. I don't know if it's going upstairs. It's like a rail like this, and then there's a flat. He does like a, is it like a K grind up and over? It's like from one side of the parking lot to the other. Did you see that?
It's like the last clip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is. If it's a feeble or a board slide, or I forget what the crook or
and how.
But it's so fast and up all the way across and over.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's wild. There's some really cool stuff going down these days.
And then who's the guy? One of my favorite skaters, and I can't even say his name. The guy that skates vert a lot. He skates pool. Well, he skates everything, but he's big, like on the mega ramp. He just does like.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Not Elliott Smith.
Mm-mm.
No. Mega ramp.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
I mean, he skates. Oh, do you remember that one jam they just had? Remember, it was on the one side they have like that big old. It's more like a bank going up, but it's on a big ramp.
Okay.
And he did that big old tray, and he caught it so clean and high.
Dang, man, I don't know. I can't think of the vert guys.
I'm gonna have to look him up.
I think the
real
guy
quick.
I was looking up or thinking of was Elliot Sloan, not Elliot Smith.
Now he's good too.
But there's the guy who skates. He skates Lakai footwear, and he kind of has a street style. Jimmy Wilkins, I think.
Oh, he's good.
He's super sick on
Right.
vert. Dang.
Wasn't he nominated for Skater of the Year this year for Sodi?
He could have been. I don't remember.
Because who got it?
Tyshawn.
Tyshawn.
Yeah.
There was a big controversy with that too.
Yeah.
Because I think what is it like the Thrasher guys are pro Tyshawn, and they weren't really something to do with Nyjah.
Yeah. The 9 Club had a really good like analysis how it's like.
Yeah,
It's
they had
like,
that chart going on.
Oh yeah, but they kind of were like, here's maybe the reasoning behind it, and it's like it's for one, it's Thrasher,
Right.
so it's not necessarily about who's the best or what's the best. It's just like Thrasher's a certain
They got the group.
group,
Yeah.
and ultimately it's for them to decide, and you're just like,
I mean, you could ask. I mean, it's all relative, I guess,
it's all-
subjective.
yeah,
Whatever you like,
apples
you
to
like.
oranges or
Right.
whatever, yeah.
Like you may like I may not like coconut water, and you may like it.
Mm-hmm.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, I guess.
It is.
That analogy.
I thought out of all the skater who embodied Thrasher the most
Right.
was T-Funk.
Yeah.
And it's specifically because of SF.
Right.
And the front side ollie over the long bench on the China Banks. And you're like, to me, it doesn't get any more Thrasher. If you watch that dude just skate down the street, you're like, that's Thrasher. So
Dude.
to me, I was like, I mean, Nyjah is obviously, his part was just insane.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I mean, no one can do that stuff.
I think they're
Tyshawn's sick too.
How do you ollie over this? How do you ollie over this?
Undeniably sick, but I was just like, if there was one in my opinion that embodied like what Thrasher is,
It was T-Funk.
through my filters of what I associate Thrasher with, I'm like, dude, T-Funk is the Thrasher.
Oh yeah.
I'm like just the front side ollie over the long bank at China
Because it's China
would have been
Banks.
enough.
It's China Banks is still there now, but isn't it going away? I heard it's going away.
That would be sad. I don't know.
Because I mean, I've never been there.
A lot of stuff's going away. I haven't been there either yet, and I went to SF twice and didn't.
Because
go.
those benches on the side of the bank, how long are those benches? This is what I'm talking about. What T-Funk did. He did that ollie. He had to ollie over the bench back into the bank transition. Because how long is that bench?
Dude, there's shorter ones and longer ones.
That one he did was a long one.
It's a long one.
And the angle to come at.
The angle, everything, the texture, the bricks, the speed.
Yeah.
It's a bridge, so the other side is like
A drop.
a drop. I mean, there's a lot of factors.
Did he
that go
grab
into
it
that.
still? Or was it just a front side ollie?
Straight up front side ollie.
Yeah.
He might have done a little. I don't think he grabbed it though.
He might have just been in that position where it looks like you could
It's
grab
incredible. It's one of the sickest things ever. I mean,
Dang.
Because you could do a big handrail or like a really cool flip trick or really technical whatever. But skateboarding though, going fast as shit and just flying down that brick.
I can't.
Those bricks, and he's just going as fast as you can. Just
Oh man.
and then just
Because you gotta
send
roll
it.
You gotta come down that like embankment, right?
Yeah.
And it goes fast. You're going fast. But you know what scares me are like the downhill spots in SF.
Dude,
I can't watch it. I can watch it, but I like cringe.
those
and
guys are crazy, dude. Yeah, have you seen some
you
of
get
those hills?
speed wobbles.
I was going driving around there, and I kept driving around, and I was going up, and I thought my car. I was like, I can't even believe my car is climbing this hill. and like, yeah, there was a couple spots that I skated that were slightly downhill, and you just start taking off, and you're like, this is nothing compared to what those guys do.
Oh man.
And I look down the street, and I'm like, oh, there's no way I would skate down this.
And then they have
There's
those.
no coming back from that. Like, you can't stop.
Oh no. I mean,
It's
you have those
so
you,
steep.
You have those streets when you hit the flat, but then you're going back down. But man, I just see those and I'm like, oh my god, I can't watch because I don't know. Sometimes they're on they put them on Hall of Meat,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, ooh.
They slide out, and then they keep sliding, like, and then they hit the curb and bounce and stuff, and you're just like, they're going so fast.
On those Hall of Meats, I don't even think they do the shing shing anymore, do they?
Oh, I don't know.
Because I don't really see it no more. I just they just show the video.
Yeah.
Because when they do the shing shing, that's a little bit of warning.
Yeah.
Something
If
crazy.
they
about
need to
happen.
bring it back, because you're right. I can't watch some of those either. I'm just like,
Oh,
it's
man.
brutal. Just people getting smoked that hard. You're like, oh, it's hard to watch.
But they get back up and do it. Who's that one guy that died? The real famous guy from SF. He was like a downhill dude.
I forget.
It's not like they're downhillers. It's just like they skate those spots.
They're known for it.
Yeah.
You know.
What was his name? He died like a year or two ago. He was like I don't remember his name.
I forget. Someone needs to put it in the comments.
Yeah, put those in the comments. I don't know what he died from, if it was skate related or something else. Could have been skateboarding.
Yeah. Who knows?
Wow.
It's incredible though.
Yeah, I'm looking at the hubba right there. I can't believe that's gone.
I know.
But you guys got to skate the hubba, or you didn't get to go there?
No, we never got. Hubba was gone before we made it there.
Did you see that one? They recreated it for that one contest.
I did see that.
That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. We did go to Pier 7.
Yeah.
When we went there on the first trip, that was all knobbed and skate stopped, even on the top.
Oh, really?
For manuals, you couldn't even manual it because there's all these little like knob bars.
Have you seen anywhere
But it's all redone now. But see, when I went there solo, like 2 years ago or whatever,
yeah,
it was all wood on the top, like wood slats.
Oh, wow.
And you could skate them, but they would kind of like lift up a little bit, and they kind of had that soft texture to it. But I did like a nose manual, shove manual, like on it, just
just to
like,
say you did
sick,
it.
just to, But then right after I left, I seen clips of it, and it's all concrete again.
Oh,
and
really?
It's like kind of going through a resurgence, and people are like icing it again.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
it's right across from Embarcadero. It's right there.
Right there.
Right across.
Because I think I was watching that, going back to that Javante interview. I think they said they would get kicked out of Embarcadero. Like they had a cop there that really hated them. So then they didn't skate Embarcadero no more. They went to Pier 7 for a while, and that blew up. And then I think that's around the time they tore it. They didn't really tear Embarcadero down, but they did some remodeled it. Yeah,
like that weird sculpture.
Yeah,
with the steps, all that. It was
never the same.
If you looked at it from a drone, sky view, bird's eye view, it was like a weird shape, Oh, and it was like the Gons Gap and all those weird steps.
I always wanted to see the Gons Gap.
They took all that out.
I didn't see it there, but I always wanted to. Those really big. You see those videos with big gaps. You want to go see what it is really like.
What it's really like.
Like the Carlsbad Gap. Oh. I always wanted to see what that was like.
Yeah.
I heard like when you landed there, it's kind of like an uphill.
Yeah.
So it's really weird.
It tossed everybody off their board, for a while.
Like on video, you can't tell. You'd think it's flat, but I guess it had like a little uphill going.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, I'm sure. That
kind of reminds me of like, not that, but just in regards to like spots. Like Washington Park, like I like it, but I don't know. It's just weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just remember how it used to be with just the ledges, and I liked it.
The way it was.
Yeah, I miss it.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. I miss it.
And then, like, I like the new park. I liked it when they built it. It's cool. I really do. But for some reason, when they put the shade on it, I didn't like the shade.
No, and they interrupted it with them pillars and stuff. And just what happens is you get people that don't know the spot. They don't know. They have no sentimental value to it, or there's no attachment. They just don't know any better. And then, the city just comes in and just throws some stuff up, and you're like,
just switch it up,
dude. What you're doing though, man, it's like it's really bad for like what we love about this place.
Because I think I skated the new
Sucks.
Park when they first finished it, and I loved it. And I mean I love skating it, and I loved it, but it's just when they brought that overhang. I don't know.
And there's other things.
I like the sun.
See, yeah, when they first built the park, even though it's a little bit cookie cutter and stuff, and the guy they were talking about, hey man, we're going to make it plaza, like skatable art and sculptures, and we understand like because they had a couple meetings with us too. Like, what do you guys want? And I think it was not even the skate park guy's fault. I think the city was like, well, what happens if we just give you this much instead?
Oh yeah.
And then they're like, all right, well, you could just get these prefabbed, because they do pours on their Spawn Ranch. They do like poured ramps, and then they can deliver them. They're already shaped.
Yeah, it's prefabbed,
and which is fine. It's great if you throw up a spot, but it's just the way that they just threw it up. And the lower section's cool. Yeah. It's just the higher section seemed kind of out of place too.
You know what? There's
totally against the grain.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I had these ideas, and I'm like, I'm not the all-seeing eye of skateboarding design or whatever, but I'm like, if you had consulted us a little more, I have this vision where I need like a 3D park creator.
Yeah.
Of what I would have done with Washington.
Oh yeah.
And
You could have
just
they got those programs where you can make them.
yeah, because you got the downhill. It runs, the east and west.
Yeah.
So like the park, all the curbs face east.
Right.
And then drop down. So I would have left all the top kind of the same.
Right.
But then where the bottom 2 steps are, would have eventually been like sloped hubbas and slopes and like a Euro gap. And stuff.
Yeah.
And then you kind of cut out the bottom section.
Right.
Of the park. And then I'd have like one medium section, like it's hard to explain, but like where the orange curb and the Charles are.
Didn't you have him? Oh, you know who had him drawn up was Demetrio. He had some.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I have to see if I can get that. But he showed me one day. He had these like blueprint plans for the park.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool.
I remember those.
It wasn't. It was totally different from what it is now. It was kind of like what you're talking about.
That was their initial pitch.
Yeah.
Their initial pitch was some of those images that
Right.
he had. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
okay, that's what it was.
Uh-huh.
You know there. Okay, so you know where the Charles Runway, the middle one, right?
Yeah.
There's even to this day when I go skate there, I'll forget. You know at the end of the runway when it drops,
Yeah.
and then there's that curb they put there that goes up. There's even times to now or to these days when I'll go skate there and I'll forget that curb's there, and I'll hit it and I'll go flying because I'm in my mind I'm still thinking that curb ain't there. I don't know why that curb's there because it goes up, right?
It's because they resurfaced
yeah,
that whole section.
and I'll hit it, and it just like
They just did it wrong.
Yeah.
Like the execution, it's just like when someone's intentions are good,
yeah.
but their
Nobody understands.
execution is like subpar, and that's what happened with the park.
Only skateboarders understand.
They only and it's a nostalgic thing, and you're like, well, maybe you're just the old guy that liked it the way it was or whatever, but there's just something special to it because it was an organic.
Right.
It's kind of like a tube amp versus a solid state amp.
Right.
There's just something magic about a tube amp. The analog organic parts were in Washington Park was like just this thing
Right.
that existed, and it wasn't made for skateboarding, but it was perfect for skateboarding.
And
Then when you try to make it perfect for skateboarding, you screw it all up, man.
Big time.
It was already perfect.
just take vinyl for instance. Like vinyl sounds so warm and so good,
Exactly.
and then you play MP3s, it's missing a lot of soul. There's a big there. You got to be like what is it called?
like a connoisseur
Yeah.
of vinyl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It sounds so good. It's so warm, but there you can definitely tell. You can hear the difference. What's the word I'm thinking of? You got to be there's a word for it. I can't think of it now.
Seasoned or
No.
acquired taste.
It'll come to me
It'll come
in
to
a
me.
minute. Sorry.
Speaking of Charles Runway, didn't you know the origin of that? Why it's called the Charles Runway?
I don't know. Didn't you guys name it?
Nuh-uh. It's always been the Charles Runway. I just don't know why.
Hey, it's always
why
been
Charles.
it's always been that. I don't know why.
I thought you would know. If anyone would know, I was like, maybe he would know.
It's just like the name. It's probably a name that's stuck and everybody went with it. The park's gone through so many like. It's like an evolution. Like remember the cage where the cage was when they put that park in there.
Where the racquetball courts were.
There used to be racquetball courts,
Mm-hmm.
and then you had tennis court where the basketball courts are. The roller hockey wasn't there. It was just like a bunch of tennis courts.
Yeah, I remember that. Like, I don't know if I remember them being basketball courts, but it was tennis court floor.
Right. Like the clay.
Like they had gone over an old tennis court and put
Yeah.
hoops there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they had so you had your racquetball courts. We used to do some crazy stuff there.
With those little doors you'd climb
yeah,
in.
yeah, you had to be like a munchkin to get in
Yeah.
there. You had to duck, and I don't know why was that?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Is
Maybe
weird.
more room for the ball to hit the wall.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, that, and then you had the other side of the wall where the tennis courts were. There was a huge wall. We were crazy back then. You know how high that was? It had to be
the back side of the racquetball court?
yeah.
It must have been real tall. I remember the racquetball courts were tall.
I would say at least 2 stories high. The top of the 2-story. We used to walk up there and climb on the ledge and just walk across, and that's freaking high.
Yeah, way out there.
And then there were days when we would put lawn tramps against the wall and do big wall rides.
Sick.
And then there were days like we'd have like anywhere from like 50 to 100 people out there in the summer just playing wall ball. Have you ever played wall ball?
Not in a long time, but yeah.
It's like booty on the wall.
Yeah, uh-huh.
And a lot of feelings got hurt back then. Yeah. So you'd have, we got to do this again. I've talked about it on Facebook. We got to get a big old group to go out there and play. It's so fun. You get, the blue ball. Do you know how to play it?
I don't know if I technically know the real way to play it, but we would kind of play our version of it. But
so you get however many people are there. So you throw the ball, right? The ball has to hit the wall. It has to hit the wall. It can hit the ground. First person that catches it has to throw it again. But if they miss it and fumble it, the person nearest to them can grab the ball. That person that fumbled it, they got to run toward the wall and touch the wall before this person is going to grab the ball and try to tag them with the ball.
Tag them with it, yeah.
And man, that's where we got our aggression out.
Yeah.
Oh man, we would come home with welts on our back, big old red bruises, and oh man. So if
those are pretty stout. Those balls are pretty stout.
Compared
to a tennis ball or something.
So you'd get it was almost like 3 strikes you're out. If you got hit with the ball 3 times, you'd have to go on the wall, and everybody playing there would get a chance to hit you with the ball.
And then when you have that many people out there,
you could have like 80 people.
The odds of getting hit, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get hit.
Oh yeah,
multiple times.
You'd get hit in the neck, you'd get hit in the back, in the wall, in the head. Sometimes you would turn around right when you're turning around, the ball would hit you. Oh man, those were the days.
Yeah, I bet.
I don't see anybody doing that no more.
Nah, a lot of people don't do. A lot of kids. I mean, kids they're still playing a lot of basketball and stuff, but I don't know.
We used to do some crazy stuff. There were times when, if you do it now, if you do some of the stuff like that nowadays, you'd be probably arrested. But
sure.
We would do some crazy stuff. We do ice,
dry ice bombs.
Do you know about those?
We used to do a couple of those ourselves.
Oh man,
yeah.
we would put them. Sorry,
no,
this
go
is
ahead.
back in the day.
Yeah,
we would put them in there would be porta potties out there in the field. We'd put them in there, and then we'd see someone coming out of the Boys and Girls Club, and everybody looked at each other. We all knew, like, oh shit, there's a dry ice bomb in the toilet. Everybody would like cockroaches. We would go, and then
oh no,
we'd hear like boom, and we're like, oh no, were they in there?
Oh,
we never knew.
You never knew.
I think they probably come out by that time, or we'd put the dry ice bombs in the dome in the amphitheater.
Yeah,
and because sometimes they would go off in like 10 seconds, sometimes they would go off an hour from then. We put like 3 in one time. We put 3 of them in the amphitheater on the stage, and we ran and we went skating. We would skate all the way to my dad's shop on 10th Street. Yeah. It was like we were mobbing. There were like 30 skaters just skating down Washington and up 10th Street, and then by the time we'd get to like you know where Brown Bag Deli is.
Yeah,
I think it used to be J&J. I don't know. Do you remember that?
It was a J&J. Yeah.
By the time we'd get there, we'd hear like. And so this is an amphitheater. You get that sound dispersion.
That reverberation and echo and all that. And
boom! We'd hear them go off. Oh, man. We were wild in the streets.
Wild in the streets, yeah. Yeah, we were too. Yeah, a little bit.
We don't do that no more.
Nah, because when you get older, you have some perspective about property and...
Yeah. Plus, like what I was saying with those dry ice bombs, look at the world now. If you were to do anything close to that,
you can't mess around with that.
Oh my God. No, not at all.
They're not playing.
Especially after 9/11.
And just everything, yeah.
Yeah.
All the crazy violent
the world has changed tenfold.
The world has changed tenfold, yeah.
Oh, I was going to talk to you. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I love conspiracy.
Yeah.
I'm not like a crazy person that says like, oh, the world's come to an end, but I like getting into it. I love watching stuff.
Good.
I need to know about some podcasts to watch that does that. Do you follow any podcasts?
I mean, the ultimate podcast to me, Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan, yeah.
He's got like the wide variety of people, so you could search for the episodes that have those types of guests.
Yeah.
I don't know about a specific one, but then what you can do is find those other people and maybe those avenues.
Just go down a rabbit hole.
But shit, I don't know.
Did you see that one episode?
Off the top of my head as far as a podcast?
I saw that one Joe Rogan episode where he had that one guy that worked at Area 51.
Okay.
That was interesting to me because I've been to Area 51. I've been in that. There's different areas, but I've actually skated there in the basketball court. I got kicked out of the basketball court. Some gargantuan guy came out with a big old parka, and he's like, "You got to get out of here."
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's weird. It is Tonopah, Nevada. That is a weird place. So it's like the weirdest energy. Your aunt, if you took your aunt there, she'd probably feel some weird vibes there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I'm getting goosebumps now just thinking of it.
Yeah,
because it's like a dark area.
You can't fake it. Yeah, it's just like there's something going on.
Like you feel like a magnetism. Like the air there is so heavy.
Yeah,
it's
like
the weirdest thing.
Super drama went down there. Something heavy went down.
Some dark energy.
Crazy.
Because when I was in the Air Force, we used to take stuff from here to Tonopah. We would drive through like Tucson and then through Nellis Air Force Base, which is in Las Vegas, and then from there we would take stuff up to Tonopah. But yeah, it was once you get past Indian Springs, you could feel the vibe change drastically. It was just weird. If you've ever been in Nevada in that area, you definitely feel it.
Weird. I'm gonna have to look that up on like Google Earth and or just on a map and get my geography down.
Oh yeah,
figure out where that is because I've been through Nevada, but I don't think I've been through there. And
then there's that other place here in Colorado. It's actually northern New Mexico. There's like a secret base there. I DJ'd a wedding in Colorado recently, and when we went there, we drove near there. Duran? Is it Duran? What is it called? There's a weird base there. It's like hidden in the mountain. But anyway, like some of the parts of this country, you go and you're like, you feel a weird energy.
Strange.
Like northern New Mexico is really trippy.
Yeah.
If you ever get up that way.
It's different. I've been to like Taos and a couple of them spots, but it's way different than down here.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a whole different place. New Mexico's huge.
Yeah. Even some places here in New Mexico, or like where we're at, it's kind of weird. Like we used to not break in. Do you know where the reservoir is in La Luz?
Yeah.
We used to go swimming out there. I don't know if that's something you would do now.
I think it's all private property, fenced off or top trespassing or some shit like.
And then they have some weird. I don't know. If you go deep into the Lincoln Forest, like up in Lincoln, that's weird up there.
Yeah.
Have you ever been up there?
Lincoln. I'm trying to think of like which areas like.
Like Fort. What is it up there? In Lincoln, Fort. The fort up there that used to be like an army camp.
Okay. I don't know the name of it.
Fort. It's up in Lincoln. Let me look it up.
Lincoln National Forest.
Yeah, that is trippy up there. When I worked UPS, I used to deliver up there, and I would feel some weird vibes up there. Let me see, Lincoln, New Mexico.
Yeah, because there's Lincoln County.
Yeah.
But you're not talking Lincoln County. We're talking Lincoln National Forest in the Sacramento Mountains.
Oh, Fort Stanton. You been up there?
Fort Stanton. No, I can't say that I have. Maybe I have, but probably not for any period of time.
So it used to be was it typhoid? Back in the like early 1900s?
Sounds right.
Like it used to be they used to have I could be off. I think it was a typhoid hospital where they used to like try to cure people. But they've had like a lot of YouTube shows where people like ghost hunters, stuff like that, where that complex there's haunted supposedly.
Interesting.
And I've DJ'd up there, and I'm like, man, there's no lights out here after the party was done, and I was like, oh man, we got to get out of here.
Dang.
You gotta check it out if you ever get a chance. If you like to explore.
Interesting. I was watching a little Joe Rogan with those dudes, Sam and Colby.
Yeah.
You heard of those guys?
Yeah.
They're talking about spirits and energy and all that kind of stuff. I didn't finish the episode, but I want to go back and kind of finish it. But it was interesting.
And that's cool, like with your aunt. Like she's what is it? Is it a clairvoyant?
Kinda. I guess that'd be a synonym for it, I guess, or empath.
Yeah.
Or what do you call it? A spiritual warrior? I forget what she said. She's like several different things.
And that's like one of my favorite Orange Curb podcast episodes. I've watched that one over and over. But you can, people that have that, power that they can.
They
see
are
stuff.
intuitive and they see whatever feel.
I think didn't she say like when I was talking to her at Rock City, she said she saw somebody over my shoulder, like a female protector or something.
Interesting.
I was like, okay. Yeah. I was like, that's pretty trippy. But I love that stuff. I love because I know I know there's there's the other world out
There's
there.
got to be other dimensions
Exactly.
and other frequencies. Just the same way that you can't see a microwave or an X-ray,
Right.
Like frequencies of light that just because you can't see them doesn't mean they don't exist.
That's just
There's,
like with
there's
these.
probably an array of all kinds of things that are just completely outside of our
That's going on all
sense-
around us.
out of our sensory perception
Oh, yeah.
through
We
our
can't see
senses
'em.
that we can't see.
It's like at a
here.
different like level, like a different.
It's a completely different level.
Everything's vibrating at a different level that we can't comprehend. That's like with those UFOs. I don't know if you know those UFOs they've been seeing lately, like what the Air Force shot down,
Oh, right, yeah.
stuff like that.
What I was just thinking of is almost like an antenna.
Mhm.
How you can pick up channels,
Oh yeah,
and there's all kinds of channels going out there, but you might have like a limited, a physical interface that can only pick up so
you're
many
restricted
of those.
to a certain.
It's kind of like we're out
range.
there, like we're an antenna, and we're picking up a lot of information, but
Oh, yeah.
it's certainly not all of the information. And in fact, it's probably not even close.
Right.
It's probably like a grain of sand
Well, it's like
in comparison to what's out there.
so like I know a lot of people don't really follow like Elon Musk, but I mean I do, like his
But see, he's an interesting guy, yeah,
like how do
to say the least.
he's trying to get to Mars.
Yeah.
How do you? I mean, how do you do that?
How the hell do you do
How,
that?
like the rockets he's made. How? Like how does he do that?
Yeah. How does he do all that stuff? All those companies that he has.
Like it's crazy. Like technology has gotten crazy. I know. I mean, especially with like the electric car. Like a lot of people don't like that, but
Yeah.
it's just crazy.
I watched the was it Brett Weinstein? He's like a physicist, pretty recent on Joe Rogan, but he was talking about how Elon, as great as Elon is, he's like, if we're gonna like survive as a human race and leave the Earth, we need to leave to another solar system.
Oh, yeah.
Not just to another planet.
Right. And I think
as far as the long haul, we need to be interstellar. But how the hell we get there?
because I think isn't that what Elon's trying to do? He's trying to get humans out of this planet. Because
Basically, yeah. Like,
eventually, like this world is gonna implode on itself. Anything from like natural disaster to attack from Russia, whatever. There's like a lot going on.
a lot going on. But mass extinction
Yeah.
is repeated over and over.
Oh yeah. Oh, and
So-
see when you go into that, that's where it gets really deep. Like we're here now. Who knows? Like how many other eons ago, generations that have been here, they may have been more advanced than we have, but they got wiped out because a asteroid hit the planet.
Yep.
So, no, that's what I was going to say about Iraq. So, like when we first went into Iraq a few months after we got there, they have you heard of Gilgamesh?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that whole thing with that?
I just recognize the word.
They-
I don't know anything about it.
They supposedly found his tomb, and
okay.
the military, the government flew it out of Iraq and got it out there because I think at the time they were like looting and destroying a lot of ancient artifacts from Iraq.
Because it's old,
Yeah.
way old.
So, I mean, a lot of people say, we're fighting because of the oil. It's been going on forever. Or other things, we're trying to get back because of 9/11. But then, I hear things about that. I'm like, dang, could we have gone over there and like, try to get that, things like that. Like, did we try to go get that tomb of Gilgamesh because, they want to preserve it? And, for some, maybe there's other forces that are trying to destroy it. Who knows?
You never know.
Isn't that crazy? You can get really deep with this stuff.
It is crazy. I think for the most part, it's like there's money in fighting.
Oh, yeah.
And arms.
The war machine.
And so the people who are making all the money want the war to keep going. When is there not a war going on?
Profiteers.
There's always a war going on
Uh-huh.
because there's always people who want to make money off of and same with sickness.
Right.
There's always drugs to sell because there's always going to be sick people. It's like it's not like you're a conspiracy guy, but it's the people want to keep making money
Right.
off of war and sickness and
Yeah.
It's just I don't know.
It's crazy.
It's inevitable.
It's really like one of those books. Like remember those books when you were little? You'd read a a paragraph, and then it would give you choices like, do you want to pick A or B? Do you want to do this? There's so many different variables in life that
Yeah.
Wow.
It's insane.
It's too complex.
There's so many layers and it gets overwhelming.
Right.
And I think like we're at that age now where we, in the world, the age of technology and information access, that we're all a little overwhelmed.
Right.
Because you're just thinking about way more. I don't know. I'm sure people have always thought about a lot. But
But
I think
you're
now
going deep.
there's a big mistrust of like leadership and like you just kind of I don't know. At least me, I'm just like, man, there's a lot going on, and I don't know how I feel about it. I know that for the most part, I don't feel great about it,
right?
And it gets exhausting. And sometimes you just
look at the pandemic.
Like, man, I don't know. I don't freaking know. I'm just gonna play my guitar and skate. Just forget about this shit for a while. Oh yeah,
sometimes you got to. You got to
too much.
You got to get away. But like you and Matt were talking about like the pandemic.
Them.
Look at how different it is now. The world.
It's way different.
Like it is weird.
It got weird.
Well, cause remember, I still remember the first day when it was happening. Like I was DJing. I was supposed to go DJ on bass at the Shenanigans.
Nice.
So I was getting ready to go. It was on a Friday.
Friday the 13th.
Was it the 13th?
I remember because I had an exam.
Right.
In Cruces. I was still doing my final college shit.
Right.
And I didn't pay attention to anything. And I drove over there and nobody was anywhere. And they were all looking at me.
It was like, a ghost town, right?
And I was like, I thought I was supposed to be in here. And they're like, no, we're going to do it online. And like, you need to hurry up and sign in. Like, we have a computer. Now. We'll just throw you in there. And like, the guy helped me out. And I ended up being able to do it. But
this was on that.
They were like, we're closing it down. There's a shit going on.
And you didn't know what was going on, right?
Yeah. Well, because I was already like working at the school at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the students that I had, he was like, I think they're going to shut the school down, man. And
but you didn't know what was going on, huh?
I was just like, hey, you're going to shut the school down, dude.
Right.
You know, what are you talking about? Like, I was oblivious.
It wasn't really like fathomable at that point.
It was Friday the 13th, and you were you were DJing at what was it
yeah,
called?
I was trying to go DJ at I was supposed to DJ at Shenanigans on bass, and like I'm seeing all this stuff on the news. I'm like, what? Because I think it happened a couple days before that. They're like possibility. There's like a weird virus going around.
Yeah,
and you're like, okay, this is weird. And then that day,
it seemed like some shit out of a TV show, like a movie or something.
Well, it was so quick because they were like, we're gonna the nation is gonna shut down. Oh, because the Thursday I needed to get for a little interface. No, sorry. Let me go back to that. So we're talking about the bass. This happened a few days later, but I called the manager over there that works there. I was like, are you guys still gonna be doing that? She didn't know nothing about it yet, and I was like, well, the news is saying like everything's going to be shutting down. She says, no, we're still good. It's like, okay. And then I think she called me like maybe like an hour later. I was like, hey, yeah, we're shutting down. So like I didn't make it there that night. And then remember everybody thought it was going to be like 2 weeks.
Just slow the spread.
Yeah. And it just kept going.
Just kept going.
That was the weirdest thing ever.
It got really goddamn weird.
And it's still, I mean, it's over.
Yeah.
But I guess it's...
Sometimes when I just hear the word COVID, I'm like, man, I am so glad that like people stopped talking about that shit so much. Because the main thing about it, and not to get too far into it, it's just they're just contradicting their own logic, which is annoying.
Right.
It's just flat out annoying because it's like someone being like, yeah, well, 5 times 2 is 10, but 2 times 5 is not 10. And you're like, dude, what you just said over here is the same thing by default. Like, you can't say this without saying that. Do you realize that? And they're like, no, that's not what I said. And you're like, that's what you just said.
Oh, and it got frustrating.
And you're like, I'm just pointing that out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just pointing that out that if you're going to go this, how do you not see that you're contradicting yourself?
You know what got really weird?
That was what was so annoying to me.
So they shut the...
And if I'm contradicting myself, please let me know. You know,
right?
Like, and I will be like, hey, wow, I didn't see that.
Remember when you would go to...
I can be wrong.
Right.
But it's annoying as shit when, you know,
when everybody's saying
especially when it's all this crazy stuff on the line and people pretending like it's all about health. And you're like, y'all don't care about people being healthy because if you did,
right,
again, it doesn't line up with your actions.
Yeah.
Based on all the stuff in society, y'all don't care about health. So don't act like it's about health. It's about something else. Do you remember what that is?
Do you remember this is really weird. Remember when you would go to, this was like maybe like a week or two into it. Remember when you go to Walmart and they had the aisles directions?
Yeah.
Like you can go down this way. You can go in this direction. You can make a left here, but you can't keep going straight because the arrow's pointing this way. Remember that?
Yeah.
There was no logic to that.
Yeah. Or like Matt and I were talking about it, but like Walmart can put up sneeze guards.
Yeah.
And just shorten their hours and whatever, but not the mom and pop shop. Y'all can't be open.
Right. Oh yeah,
because you're not Walmart. But
Yeah.
Walmart could stay open.
right. Necessity.
And then you're like, the hours, wouldn't it make more sense to stay open 24 and keep?
And
And
then-
like, no, we're going to cut our hours, and everyone comes in through here at this
Oh
time.
yeah, and it's still.
So you condense all the people.
I think they still close at 10, right?
And then now they do, which is because everyone made the same. They made the same amount of money, if not probably more money. They probably
Right.
made more money. They're like, dude, we can make more money and not even be open as long.
It probably drew everybody there quick to make the money, and then
Yep.
cut everybody's hours. And now what we have self checkout, and
Mm-hmm.
there's that joke that goes around like we're doing our own checkout. We should get a little incentive.
Yeah.
We should get like $1.50 for
Exactly.
bagging our own groceries.
Like
and-
even the theft,
Yeah.
a lot of people are slipping scan one.
Oh yeah.
Scan one, but bag two.
Right.
I mean, I know people,
Right.
regular good people,
Yeah.
that wouldn't straight up steal,
But
but they're doing that, which is kind of straight up stealing. But
then you can. I mean,
but
there's.
you could, if you got busted, you could be like, oh shit, that was, I thought it scanned.
But even.
And,
But
like,
even.
what are they going to do? Arrest you on the spot? You're just like, ah, shit, I'll pay for it.
Right.
Like they're not going to dispute it.
Yeah.
But like Matt and I were talking. There's that meeting at the round table where someone was like, that people are going to be stealing a lot of stuff, right? And they're like, yeah, but still, we calculated for that. See,
It's all
see, the number
numbers.
is still in the green by like tenfold. So fuck it, just have them self checkout.
Could you imagine Walmart is a mega company.
Oh yeah,
I always wonder about them.
and I really like Walmart.
yeah,
Like, I mean, I go there willingly, and like, I'm not knocking their service.
Walmart
Like,
and
I totally really like Walmart.
How much money do you think McDonald's makes in one day?
It's unfathomable. It's unfathomable.
Because man, you see the lines. They always have a line.
Just this McDonald's.
The one over
But
here.
just McDonald's in general?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just like it's
Oh, even if you just add one little McDonald's,
it's
that's
an
good.
economy. It's like a nation.
But I'm
The
like,
GDP of McDonald's is probably bigger than most countries on earth.
wow,
You know what I mean?
that's insane.
If that's the right term, GDP. But you know what I mean? Like the full
Yeah,
net gain or what?
I don't know.
It's probably
Too many
more-
numbers.
They've got a bigger economy than some most African countries. Probably.
I get so
McDonald's.
I get so confused when it comes to
I could be
numbers.
wrong, but that's just how it seems.
Yeah.
Who knows? But
Great.
good for them. At what point, I have a friend who's a business owner, and he's like, at what point do you become the evil tyrant business owner? He's like, I've never done anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, my family started a business. He owns a restaurant, and he's like, my family started this business, and we employ people, and they come to us willingly
Right.
and ask for a job, and they agree to this amount of money, and they work for us, and we're good to our employees. And he's like, so what if I made another one?
Right.
And then hired more people for that store. And then
Oh,
we
yeah.
keep replicating the same model over and over.
And
At
it just adds
at
up.
what point do you cross the threshold where you're some evil rich asshole
Right.
corporation? Where
Well-
you're like, in the beginning, you just gave people a service and a product and gave all these people jobs.
Well, I mean, it starts small, and I love these people. I go there almost every day because I like to keep my car clean. But the car wash here in town, the new one,
Yeah.
like they're opening another one. This is a good example. They got to be doing good. You see cars lined up all the way every day going in, and they got another one opening, and that's like goes back to what you're saying, just building the brand up.
Build
and
it.
up.
Yeah.
So who knows, they may open something in Rito. So, and yeah, I love these people.
And go for it.
I go there.
That's the American dream.
Right.
And no one is forcing people to go to
No.
their car wash.
No.
People love their car wash,
Right.
and that's why it works.
Yeah, I'm there every day.
Yeah.
And it's so, I mean, all you do is you drive through and you go out, and I drive my car off. But I see the lines coming through. I'm like, man, they're doing good today.
Hell yeah.
I mean, you think in the back of your mind, you're like, wow, they're doing good.
Yeah.
Like McDonald's. Popeyes is doing good. Popeyes just opened up in Alamogordo.
Yeah.
Have you seen the lines?
I saw your post. You're like, day 3, you're still getting it.
Yeah, so at Holloman, they've had Popeyes for years, since like the mid 2000s. It's weird that we say mid 2000s now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean they're the same way. You go there at lunch.
Oh, like
at
on
Holloman,
base?
their lines are long. And you look at all these companies, they're doing good.
Yeah, Alamo needs new stuff.
Yeah.
And like I've heard like, oh, they won't bring an Olive Garden here because the demographics wouldn't support it. And I'm like, bet your ass. Bring an Olive Garden here and see what happens.
Right.
That shit will be...
Look at
people will be at Olive Garden for the foreseeable future for a long time.
have you been to Les Combs?
Please bring an Olive Garden here.
Have you been to the Les Combs?
I haven't been there yet.
It's
and
so good.
I keep hearing good things about it.
Oh man, the meatloaf is so good. I don't
keep
know.
hearing great
I like
things
food.
about it. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm always Trying to eat somewhere new.
Like Amigos, you'll be like on Facebook, you'll be like, it is my
Oh,
dream.
man.
It's my dream to have Amigos Bakery for lunch.
Oh my God, Amigos Bakery. If I could get sponsored,
I was just thinking
I would like Amigos Bakery. I would love to be sponsored by you guys.
Yeah, man.
Free food forever.
Yeah.
Man, that is so good. Have you had it?
Yeah.
Oh, and Pizza Mill too. Pizza Mill.
Yeah.
There's so much good food here.
Yeah, Pizza Mill is close to my heart for sure. I worked there forever, but just the people there, great family friends.
The number 7, always.
Turkey ham and salami with American cheese.
Right.
With lettuce, tomato, and Italian dressing.
And it's got the oil in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That, and then my second one is the Killian pizza. I love that Killian.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That is is it like a home in-house recipe? Oh, Killian loved that recipe.
Killian,
it's his.
He would make that. So
Right.
yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Killian.
Because what is it?
He would come in the store. So there's stuff.
Top secret.
There's stuff
ingredients
in the store.
Yeah.
That's not on the menu.
Oh, and
like
he'll just add stuff
for say whatever. Like if I brought in donuts or something.
Right.
You know, like so somebody had honey and sriracha.
That's what it was.
Now honey and sriracha aren't on the menu.
Yeah.
But Killian would be making his own concoctions back there.
Just putting it in.
So he would make what I think it's like salami and bacon and sausage and pepperoni, I think are the meats.
Yeah.
And then just the regular sauce and cheese or whatever, but he would put honey and sriracha on it.
I would when they first came out with that, I was getting it at least once a week. We would get it.
And what's cool is it's they don't let you edit it.
Oh yeah, like can you leave the
sriracha?
No, it comes with what's on it.
And you can't get honey and sriracha on anything else because it's not a part of the store.
It's good. It's just that pizza.
Only for Killian's Pizza.
Right.
And it's just like Killian was that kind of guy where you're like, just take it or leave it, you know?
Right.
Like, he's just Killian.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you get. Like if you don't want that, then I guess you don't get it.
You don't get it. And it's good.
So that pizza is like a perfect. I just love how strict they are where they're like, nope.
And I've never had that combination anywhere. Have you?
No.
Honey and sriracha.
It's fucking great.
It's like sweet and hot.
Yeah.
Sweet and hot.
It works.
Is there even tomato sauce in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the regular pizza sauce. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's regular pizza sauce.
Yeah.
Because that was after they had to put that on the menu after I had stopped working there. But I still. I'll go back there. I'm like the what do you call it when you cross on you're playing chess and you get a pawn all the way to the other side.
Oh yeah.
And you recall a piece. Every now and then Brent will be like, I'm going out of town. Like, can you pick up a couple shifts? And I'm like,
oh, that's what I was gonna ask because you jump in there every now and then,
I'll
right?
jump in
when
there
they
every
need
now
help.
and then. Yeah.
Okay, that's
every now and then. It's been a while now. They've been doing pretty good. And
I wish I could have recorded moments. You know how you have moments in your life you wish you could have recorded?
Absolutely.
So I think I've told you this before when you were working at Blake's. Remember Blake's? There was a time when I'm there getting some food, right? And then your head pops up and you yell something. You're like, something like the meat is bad or something. It's just funny because you just pop up out of nowhere and you're like, you said something crazy like you're just saying so everybody in the restaurant could hear. Like you're like, you idiots, you don't know what you're getting. Something like that.
No.
I mean, I'm not. It wasn't in quotation, but
it's like paraphrasing.
Something to that effect.
That's hilarious.
But speaking of them, now
Blake's
I love Blake's in the 80s and 90s, and after the remodel, have you been there?
I haven't been there since
okay,
but it kind of reminds me, like I think of parallels of Breaking Bad with
right.
El Pollo Loco.
Yeah.
What is it called? Pollos Hermanos.
Oh yeah.
I keep thinking, I'm like, I see that new Blake's with the garage doors and stuff, and I'm just like, there's got to be a drug dealer behind that.
Oh, exactly.
No, I'm just talking shit, but it's just funny. It's just funny juggling the idea, but like a New Mexico branch that like made it,
right?
But like really underneath it, it's like a cover up for a high.
It's like a front.
Yeah, for like a cartel business.
Oh yeah.
But no,
I mean,
it's probably not. But it's just funny to think about. But
it was really good in the 80s and 90s, and when you worked there, it was really good. But I don't know.
That's funny.
I've only had it a couple times since they reopened.
Time is longer when you're a kid, you know. So it seemed like that was a really long time, but it was it was less than a year that I worked there.
How old are you now?
32.
So as you get older, do the weeks just fly by? Yeah. Like Monday is here, and then before you know it, it's Saturday.
every time because I work at the school and I always ask the kids, I'm like, so what y'all doing this weekend? I'm just talking to them.
Yeah.
Kinda,
What you doing?
what's coming up? Like, what are you guys going to be, whatever. And it just seems like I'm always asking them that question.
Right.
Like, it's just always like, what are y'all up to this? Because it's the week's just gone.
It goes by quick.
I'm like,
Dude.
it seems like I was just asking you that. I'm like, and they'll be like, I don't know. I'm not doing anything.
And it's weird, like
So I need to be like, next weekend, have an answer for me. Like next week,
right.
Tell me that you're going to do something next weekend. I'm going to start making them tell me like, what y'all do.
That could be one of their projects.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's just as you get old, time goes by so quick because I don't know, like an office job. Would you consider your job an office job? Not really, because you're not, you're teaching and you're guiding.
There's a few of those things, like filling out forms and doing some computer work, housekeeping type items, but it's not at all like an office job, not like a secretary or desk or phone calls or
right.
You got to stay by your computer sometimes,
right?
And catch emails and pay attention because of housekeeping and certain items that are flying around through emails. But other than that, you're just kind of
like office job. If you can do it, it's big ups to you, but I don't know. I just can't do an office job. Not a job where you're in an office and you have a clock right there. And the more you look at it, time doesn't move. Yeah. Like I got to be out. I got to be out and about. I got to be outside and doing something. That's just, I don't know. It's hard.
I agree.
And then, like in those situations, I feel like the days drag.
Yep.
But when you're out doing something, it just flies.
Time is weird. It's relative, right?
Right.
Like Einstein would say or whatever. Plus, you could think about the physical mechanics of time and how it's based on our like rotation around the sun and the Earth rotating and all that. And it's reverse engineered into the year and the day and the month, and then all the math is just reverse engineered into these increments. But I think as we get older, your perception of time is your experience is way larger.
Right.
So like you've had more years under your belt, and they're just like they seem smaller.
Like it's exactly.
In the same way, like if you've traveled distance, like on in a car,
right?
Like driving to Tucson to see my dad. My dad's always been in Tucson,
Oh, that's right.
And so like if I drove to Tucson when I was a kid with my mom, I'd be in the car and it's like, oh, it's just forever.
Oh yeah, are we there yet?
Because it's just like forever. But now, like if I get in the car and zip over to Tucson and like, psh, like I'm already here.
You're there quick.
And then I hung out for a week and I'm already back.
You're just like playing music in your car.
What happened?
Right.
Because I think you made that trip so many times. And you've completed the journey and you just understand it from a larger level.
Right.
And you're just like, it's nothing. It's right up the road.
Like when you went to Cali, was that your first time going the first time around?
By myself. I've been back. I've been several times.
Okay.
That one time I did it by myself was the last time I went.
So that, like when you drove that time, was it a long trip? Did it feel long?
There were moments of it because it was just, it felt long. But at the same time, it still just blew right by.
Oh, yeah.
The whole time I was there.
And then when you had
4 days I was in the city, it was just over. You're like, how have I been here for 3 days already?
Right.
Like,
and then when you had like Matt and everybody on that trip, did that go by quick?
That was longer.
Was it really? Well, you guys probably stopped.
It went by quick, but it was there's also something about, I've talked about this before, but it's like a novel experience.
Right.
Stands out longer. Like this weekend, me doing this David Goggins 4x4
Oh yeah.
Doing this bike riding, I'll remember that weekend. So this weekend, because it'll last longer in my mind because it wasn't just your everyday weekend. Regular weekend.
Right.
It was a weekend where I rode my bike 120 miles.
Where you started the
total,
journey.
And I did 10 miles every 4 hours.
How much more left do you have to go?
Just one more loop, a 10-mile loop.
Okay.
Tonight, after we're done, I'll do one more.
You're going to do it in the dark?
Yeah. Well, you have to because it's 4x4x48.
Oh, yeah.
So it's 4 hours, 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours.
Crazy.
So my intervals were 12 a.m. Saturday morning, basically. Friday night, basically, but Saturday morning, 12 a.m.
Ocotillo.
And the next one is 4 a.m.
Ooh.
Right? Because it's 4 hours later.
Yeah.
So that's...
you have to be on that for...
That's 2 intervals that are in the dark.
Right.
But then the next one's 8.
Ooh.
8 o'clock, so now the sun's up, and then noon, sun's up. 4 o'clock, sun's up.
So this is the last one tonight.
But then the next one's 8 o'clock at night. So
wow.
All my rides today were during the day, but
so that's like,
just depends on when you start.
Does it mess with your time schedule? Does it mess with your?
It'll mess with your sleep
clock?
schedule. I did miss one ride. I missed my 4 a.m. ride.
Oh.
But I.
And how do you feel?
I feel like I screwed up as far as the intervals, but
Oh,
what I
no.
did, I still made the ride though.
Right.
So instead of I made a midnight ride, no, and then I missed 4 a.m. So my next ride was 8 a.m.
Yeah.
So at 8 I did my normal ride, and then I added another ride at 10 a.m.
Oh, wow.
And then I still kept my noon.
Yeah.
Because really it was 4 a.m., 8 a.m., noon.
Right.
10 a.m. wasn't really on the original calendar, but since I missed,
Yeah.
I added another ride.
Yeah, to kind of make it
So
up.
I'm still getting the mileage.
Oh, wow.
I screwed up the intervals a little bit.
Ocotillo, that road, that side, you okay, so Vicky, every time we drive over, just like certain parts of town, she'll have like a weird feeling, like a weird, but I don't feel it. But are certain parts of town, do you feel like an energy? I don't feel it. I never feel that.
No.
Not here.
I think most part in Alamo, I've never really had a bad, the only energy I can feel is more of a physical
Yeah.
thing where when you get out on Ocotillo, it's a little colder.
Okay.
Because of the sun, all that thermal energy that all the concrete soaks up
Oh, yeah.
all day long.
It's kind
it
of
radiates, and it's subtle, and you don't notice it because it's still chilly. It's like early March.
Oh, yeah.
It's still cold out there at night. So you got to layer up, beanie, hoodie,
Right.
maybe some gloves, whatever. But when you get to Ocotillo, you can certainly feel like, oh, shoot, it's a little bit colder out here.
when those 2-story houses, where
But not necessarily a dark energy or a bad energy.
like a
just
bad vibe.
It's mostly just like a warmth kind of
Right.
thing, only because you're out in the desert or something.
Yeah.
But
She feels a weird energy when you go. Those 2-story houses over there by where Carino's is.
okay.
They're kind of like newer houses, but they're the 2 stories up there.
Are they in the golf course neighborhood, or are they more on Florida by like Mimosa?
They're on Hamilton, but you don't go all the way to the golf course. It's those,
okay.
that subdivision.
All right.
Whenever we drive over there, she says she feels a bad vibe,
Huh.
like a dark energy. I don't know. I don't feel it, but she
Interesting.
does.
Yeah.
I wonder if your aunt. Have you ever talked to your aunt
I'll have
about
to ask her if there's
certain
any
parts of town that
weird parts of town.
Yeah. I always wanted to talk to her more. Like, I wonder have you ever been somewhere with her where she's like, "Wait, Pat, something doesn't feel right." Has she done that to you?
Not necessarily like that, but like one time we went to just recently, an example, she took us out to Casa de Sueños.
Okay.
Family thing. She's like, I want to take everybody out. It's like we didn't do much for the holidays. I'm going to take the whole family out. So you guys come
okay.
out to dinner with us.
Right.
And it's on me or whatever. So shout out to Auntie for taking us out. But she saw like a face or something.
Ooh.
So we were all out eating dinner, and she's like, "There's somebody over there or whatever." Kind of
Really?
like when she saw
At the bowling alley?
Rocket City, yeah.
Crazy.
But it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. But
But
she's
she
just like
see something.
she noticed
She
it.
felt something.
Or maybe it was a photo. I think we had taken a photo, and then
Yeah.
if you zoom in the photo, there's like a weird
really?
something going on.
those
There's
trip
some weird
those
stuff.
those
My
trip me out
brother
too.
has a weird, crazy thing with some photos that had happened to him. But
Wow.
doppelganger type shit, where there was like these weird photos.
Have you seen like those old
It's really trippy, man.
pictures of? There's that like a famous photo where there's maybe like a station wagon, and there's a lady in the. I don't know. I think it's for the like a funeral, like the funeral procession when they're driving.
Okay.
So her husband died, right? That's the funeral they're there for. And the lady's in the back passenger seat, but you can see like on the side of her is her husband, but he's a ghost.
Okay.
Have you ever seen that photo?
I don't know if I've seen that exact photo.
Kind of reminds me of something similar to that. Maybe she saw, or the pictures you're talking about,
Yeah.
where you see like a spirit in the back.
In the back. Something definitely happened at my brother's house with those photos. It's a trip.
Oh,
I'll have to get him
wow.
on here and maybe talk about it. But I want to show it's
When
weird.
I was visiting my,
Because I know people are like, some photos or this, that happened to me. But like, people have their stories. But this one is like strikingly concerning.
wow.
You're just like, whoa.
When I was young and my cousin, we were visiting my cousin in Corpus Christi. So, we were in his room. I was on the bunk bed. He was on the top, and that door would be open, and you'd see the living room. And the door was open. The TV was on in that room, and I can see like a little boy watching TV. And I'm like, because I just know my cousins. I didn't know who that boy was.
Uh-huh.
And I look up at my cousin. He's kind of like peeking over the top bunk. He's just like looking at the living room. And I'm like, Clint, who is that right there? He's like, that's the boy. And I didn't know because he hadn't told me yet. But later on, I found out that there's like some boy that visits there quite often.
Wow.
So yeah, isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
I get goosebumps when I think about that stuff.
Yeah, because it really happened.
Yeah.
Like it was totally real.
Right.
And it wasn't just you seeing him.
No.
You look up and saw your cousin, and he's like, you know.
Yeah, I've been in. Have you ever been in like weird situations, like weird, crazy situations like that?
Let me think. Nothing too much as far as the supernatural.
Right.
I've had weird situations with people in the physical world.
Oh yeah. Oh,
with,
physical.
with vibes and people, and you're like, we got to get out of here, and kind of thing. And then like you end up leaving. You have a feeling, and then you leave, and then some shit pops off down there later, and you're like, yeah, it's a good thing we got out of there, you know, or whatever.
Do you know that?
But nothing supernatural yet.
Do you know that? He's a DJ for 94 Key. What is his name? Not Mike, not Mike Mason, but well, anyway. I knew him from
Double J, James White.
No.
90.
I'm drawing a blank. I know him too, but anyway, like I knew him in Saudi when I was deployed to Dahran. I knew him over there, but he was there. Do you remember the Khobar Towers bombing? Did you ever see that movie, the Kingdom with Jamie Foxx? There's a movie based on that day.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
But anyway, it's that day when they blew Khobar Towers up, like some terrorists or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, he was there when that happened, and like I would always skate by that building where it happened, and we were like, I had just skated there the few hours prior to when they blew it up. So we were at work.
Oh, wow.
We're like at vehicle ops, which was like a few miles across the way, like about 5 miles away. But when it blew up, we could feel it. We felt the boom. But it killed like 19 Air Force dudes. But yeah, he was there when it happened. But yeah, I was just giving an example how we were like in weird situations. Like it's just weird. Like there was always like chaos around you, but you never really got the blunt of the, whatever happened. So it's just weird.
Shit that happened when you were over there.
Yeah, that was in Saudi Arabia. That's like a different. Yeah, that's much more calmer.
How many years were you in the military? I mean, like active duty or whatever.
Well, I did my full 20.
No shit.
But I mean, they did retire me early at 14 years.
Okay.
But they gave me the full 20-year credit. So,
right on. Cool.
But yeah, just like, I mean, that was Saudi Arabia, but that was in 96. But Saudi Arabia is a different level compared to Iraq. Iraq was like a different beast altogether.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, I mean, I could sit here and talk 20 hours about the whole experience over there.
Oh man, I bet.
Anything from like, so like well, I'll give you the rundown. What it was is like, we didn't get there until 2004, but it the war had already been going on for about a year. So they sent us. We were like the first Air Force group to be sent over there because like the Army units were getting tired, right?
Okay.
So we did our training with the Army for convoys, and we did our training in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. We did that, and then we finally came back and got ready to go. Went over there, and did our training. We had to do more training in Camp Virginia, Kuwait. So we did all that, but then we finally went up there and stayed up in Mosul, Iraq. Crazy stuff.
Crazy.
But first driving into Iraq, first getting into Baghdad, my first surreal moment was like, we had to stop there on a freeway, like on an overpass, like a bridge. And, as I'm like, that's my first moment. I'm sitting on the ground because we had to dismount because there was like an I-80 that just went off straight ahead. So I'm on the ground and like, I see Army guys, the QRF people, quick reaction force, they're walking up and down the side of the road, kicking stuff around. And they're like, one of the guys looks at me on the ground. It's like, how long have you been here? And I thought he meant like on the ground. I was like, maybe 10 minutes. He's like, no. How long have you been here? Like in the country? I was like, oh, we're just like rolling in now. But it's crazy. Like, sitting like you see, Apache helicopters flying right by you. You see like people, like some of the civilians just looking at you. Like, you don't know if they're good guys or bad guys. There's just like so much chaos going around.
Oh.
But we're safe on that first trip up into Missoula, but everything after that was like, like that's where I could talk and
It's
tell you.
unpredictable from
Oh
there.
yeah, just like boom, 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 on doing convoys.
Wow.
But yeah, that's like a whole other chapter of my life
Yeah. Oh,
that I could
man.
sit here and tell you about. But anyway, but yeah, I did 4 real years, active years, and then they put in 2008 they put me on med hold because they didn't know what to do with me as well as with like a lot of people coming back because they're like, these people have been through some weird stuff. We don't know what to do with them. So they put me on med hold for like 6 years, and then they finally retired me. So yeah, that's, like I said, that's a whole other
chapter.
Dude, I could. A lot of people say I need to really write a story about over there, but I don't know. I don't think I'm good at writing.
Well, you could always have a ghostwriter. You could like just get all your not creativity, but just get all your ideas down, all your memories, and just pour it out in any order, in any random order.
Yeah.
And then later on you could sort it.
But that's I could say
have someone help you put it together.
Over there in the Middle East, it's like a totally different vibe. Like I always felt like a energy. Like,
I bet you might have had a moment where you were like, "Damn, like I'm over here though." Like, I'm probably over and over. You probably.
Oh yeah.
But like you realize, like you're just like, "Damn, this is different."
It is.
Like way different.
And I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't always like doom and gloom. I mean, bad things did happen, but it was fun. Like, that's why I said I'll never have that adrenaline rush again. Some of the situations where like shit's going down, you got to react. You don't know how to react.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty wild. But yeah, like it's that adrenaline rush that some people like that guy you're doing
David Goggins.
Yeah, he's probably had some of those adrenaline moments, and maybe that's why he's doing what he does, is just because he's trying to get that same energy, that edge that he may have had at one time.
Yeah.
So yeah, crazy stuff.
That's incredible.
There's I know Pizzo, he's been through a lot of stuff over there too.
Yeah.
I've never really talked to him about anything, but I know he was there during like, I don't know, I think he was in 2006, 2007.
Yeah, that's about.
I don't know. Have you ever got to interview him? I know when they did the podcast out of his house.
I want to have him on. Shout out Pizzo. He's always listening in. He's a great dude. I think he was like class of 06 or 07 or something.
Yeah.
With JoJo and
Lane
and all those guys, a couple years ahead of me. So that sounds about right.
He was Army.
He was probably over there in like 2006 to 2007-ish. 2008-ish, somewhere in there.
And then like all these people that have been over there, they could probably
go on and on.
Yeah, they could.
It's a full book.
Yeah, with him
just on there. Yeah.
Seeing like moments. I'm just gonna give you one example. Like we're driving down the road and like, okay, so this one time we weren't driving down the road, but I see like an IED go off over here, and there's like, it looks like a taxi vehicle. This guy is like literally rolling like hundreds of feet, like over and over and over. Like his body's just like flipping. The guy in the car that he fell out of, the guy just goes there and picks him up and drives away. Weird stuff like that. You never know. Did that guy
just like, did I just see that?
Yeah.
Like how do you have to like process that?
Right. And you don't know, like, did that guy, was that his final moments there, or is he okay? Like maybe, who knows?
Who knows?
You'll never know.
You'll never know.
Some of the things that happen. Crazy stuff.
Crazy stuff. The physical world is it's just, what do you call it? Volatile? Is it?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's just fragile.
Right.
It's just like, man, 1 second you're here and the next second you're like, damn, that thing just fucking happened.
Yeah. We would do missions from all the way south to Kuwait, all the way up into Turkey. We would do a lot of missions all the way down. So we were like all over the country, just seeing like, just the way people lived. And that's why now, like, how people down Alamogordo, like Alamogordo's crap, but really, I've seen like some very bad conditions.
Straight slums.
Yeah, slums.
Real slums.
Yeah, bad stuff. And I'm like, man, those people over there didn't have nothing. But I mean, not all parts of Iraq were bad. There was some really nice places.
For sure.
But
every place has its contrast.
Yeah.
But the dark part of the contrast there is way darker
really bad
than our dark contrast.
Yeah. So and then I think about like that, and like, I mean,
it's kind of like,
I always stick up for Alamogordo. I was like, it's really not that bad. I mean, you got anything you could want if you don't want to go here, you can go drive to El Paso or Cruces.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's not too far out of the main main drag from bigger places.
Right.
And I was gonna ask you about that too, how you're kind of like, or mention it, how you're always like, Alamogordo is really nice.
Well, it's not.
I mean,
well, because I hear so much negativity about it, like a lot.
I've always appreciated your positive edge, you know.
Yeah,
that
I don't
you
know.
put out.
It's really not. I mean, it's cool. Like I think being a skater too, like you see towns differently. I think
so.
being a skater, like
I think you see the
when
world
someone,
differently.
yeah, someone sees like a jacked up building, a curb that is broken. I see like hours of fun.
Exactly.
Like I see like a.
They don't even see the curve.
No.
They just see something that's old, and
Right.
they don't even see it at all.
Not at all.
They look past it, and
Yeah.
you're like, "Did you see that thing? Look at that! Hours of fun."
That's like whenever I'm driving somewhere, I'm like, your radar is on because you're seeing like, whoa, that place looks so fun to skate.
Exactly.
And you're like, oh, that ledge is waxed up. Someone has been here.
Someone has been here.
Yeah. So
can
I think
see
as
it.
a skater, I think you see things totally different.
I think you're correct, because I have that same thing, and I'm sure all the other skaters can relate. Where you're like, you see it a different way, because what you see is potential,
Yeah.
and something beyond than what's just there,
Right.
surface level.
Yeah.
There's something deeper, and you're like,
Yeah.
no, that thing, and there's something there. Like,
Because growing up, like,
you know?
like give shouts out to some of the old school dudes I used to skate with, David Thompson, Mark Ald, Louis Payan, back in the day. But like we would spend hours in Alamogordo and this is back a long time ago. We would spend hours outside skating a curb, like a useless little wooden or concrete curb. But
Yeah.
to us, that was our day.
Yeah.
Learning grinds and blunt slides or what have you
Yep.
on it. But one man's trash is another man's treasure, I guess. so to speak.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I've done that myself where I've even, like gotten a new spot going, or maybe
Yeah.
not a new spot, but just like, you're like, we're going to skate this thing.
Right.
And it took me making it happen.
Right.
Like get a broom out, get some wax the curb, like clear the spot out, start it,
Right.
put in the effort to get the curb
Waxed.
started to grind.
Yeah.
And then you bring everybody out and you're like, damn, there was a session and we got a couple of clips or whatever. And you're like, if I didn't go there
Yeah.
and see the potential of that, like that thing would have never happened, but you make magic out of like nothing.
Nothing. Speaking of which, Western Bank, when did they take that curb out?
I just noticed that too.
I went there to skate it because I was excited to go grind the curb, and I go there and it's gone.
That's just another example. It's kind of like a lifelong, in a way, where you're like, that thing's always been in the background.
Right.
It's always been in the background of my life.
Right.
And now it's just gone.
It's like a long. Well, I'm just explaining to the people out there. It's like a long curved teller line curb that
Yellow curb that was all painted.
I think they probably took it out because cars maybe would run it over. I don't know.
They might not need it anymore.
Yeah.
A lot of banks have those. I've seen those kind of curbs
Right.
in other banks.
Oh yeah.
But that one was
Fun.
cool. It was cool, and it was wide enough to manual.
Yeah.
And I've
Just
gotten,
wide enough, barely.
I got a couple manuals on that, and I'm glad I did.
You might have had like this much room on each
Yeah,
side.
it was
for
a
your
challenge. Yeah. The coolest one I did was nollie nose manual shove.
But I went there the other day and I was like, where'd it go? Because I was excited to go skate there, and they must have taken it out in the last 4 months, maybe.
I would say month or so, because
Really?
My mortgage payment for this place
Right.
is through there. It's First Savings Bank.
Oh,
They
okay.
carry the loan for our building here.
Oh wow.
And so like
gone.
when I make my payments, I cruise over there, and I went through the
It
drive-through.
wasn't there.
And I was like sitting there I didn't notice for a while, and then like, and then I looked and I was like, "Fuck!" I was like, the
gone.
curb's gone.
I know, and like
And it's another, literally like the queen, like another one bites the dust.
you have to like shed a tear.
I'm like, in a small way, you do. Like internally, I'm like, there's a little piece of my life that's gone now.
Well, speaking of that,
And
like
it's
remember
just that little macaroni yellow curb that's gone.
I was gonna bring it too, but I
it's
don't know.
magic.
You remember
to
when?
me.
Oh yeah, it's like it meant so much to you.
Like, yeah, and it's not as much necessarily as Washington or certain things.
Yeah.
But it was definitely there. It meant something. It meant something. I don't
Right,
know,
to you.
To what extent, I don't know, but it did mean
It's
something.
sentimental.
And now it's gone. And you're
Speaking
like,
of which, like I was gonna bring it too because I kind of wanted to set it here, but I forgot about it. But I have a piece of the dome,
yeah,
and it's shaped in a heart. It's a heart shape.
nice.
So I took that when they were tearing it down. I was like, I gotta go get something
Yeah,
to remember it. And it's literally like a piece of the dome because it's got the orange paint on it still.
okay.
Remember how I think it's from the roof.
The roof, the red part.
So it's like, so it's like orange. But it's really cool because it's like naturally shaped as a heart. So
Nice.
I call it the heart of Washington Park because it's, the dome was right there.
Yeah, it was.
And that's another one of those I wish was still here.
I know.
Man.
People don't know what it meant,
Because I don't know why they tore it down. Probably like a safety reason.
Liability. And not wanting to fix it.
Yeah.
Not wanting to maintain it, upkeep it, and liability maybe.
But it was perfect for not only like us skating it, but for bands. People could go out there and
festivals.
Yeah.
They don't make stuff like that anymore. They don't make.
And I have tons of footage. I don't know where it is, but like we'd start at the top and go down the steps.
Oh,
and
I love doing that.
Going and then olling up the stage and then coming around doing like a pop shove it or something off.
Sick, yeah.
But I don't know. I have this one shoebox of tapes, and it's got so much in there. I don't know where it is. Before I die, I'm gonna find it. I promise. I don't know. I think my friend Ramon Vega has it. So Ramon, you gotta hand that over. He lives up in Rio Rancho. But yeah, I got a lot of good footage of him. He did a big frontside flip down the 5 like years ago.
In the stage?
Yeah. I don't know if you ever saw that clip.
Nice. I don't know if I've seen that one.
He did that.
The only taste of that I kind of had was like, was it Money Making Alamo or Dead Presidents or something?
Right.
Where it was chopped and edited with Dead Presidents.
Yeah. I got a lot of those little videos that I never really pushed.
If you ever need help or something digitizing that, like I have a video capture thing.
Do you have?
I can even you can just borrow it but you can.
Because I have the high 8 tapes and the
high 8 tapes. I have cameras in the other room. But
well, I have this. I want to buy it. They have these high 8, almost like a cassette deck,
but
it's for high 8
deck, yeah.
That you put in it's got like a USB to your computer.
There you go.
But they have those, and I want to get one of those. I just haven't gotten around to getting one of those. And
there's also like a capture one where the app will capture it and then convert it to
MP4.
MP4.
Yeah. I just haven't got. I want to get one of those, but I still do have a lot of high, like Beagle. Do you ever watch those Beagle tapes?
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah.
He's got so much.
Like
he's
the way he catalogs it and everything.
I was watching that. It's like Santa Monica, Day One, Jerron Wilson, whatever.
Yeah.
And it would be like such and such, and it would have like he's got hours, and
he has to organize it like that. And
yeah.
For one, that's his job. But for two, it's like, damn, like I need to find that clip, or like I need to send it to this company, or like DVS needs this clip of Jerron or whatever, and like where was that? And like he gets film credit.
But he puts a little thing out every week, right?
Yeah, like Hijinks Network.
Yeah. I don't know. I follow him, but I don't follow him closely enough. But yeah,
same here.
Do you see his video camera, the Sony, the ones that are painted yellow and green?
The VX, the Shake Giant VX paint job. Yeah,
man, those are awesome.
Incredible. Yeah. I think his HD ones are probably Shake Giant out too. I would imagine.
Right.
But his VX was definitely.
Those are so dope.
So sick.
I see that yellow or the green one he's got. I'm like, oh wow. I would just want to have it to hold it. And caress it. It looks so cool.
Yeah, the VX.
Oh yeah, it's those colors like that Shake Joint.
Yeah.
Sticker you got up there. So yeah, man. But he's got a lot of footage. That he's got in those. Because I think he's got tubs and tubs of high 8 and 8mm.
What do they call them? Mini DVs.
Yeah,
I think the VX takes mini DVs.
Yeah.
But still,
crazy.
Lots and lots of footage. I've got a few VHCs. I need to put a couple more up. Some stuff with like John Paul and me and like.
Right, I was watching some of those old videos. John Paul, he was so tall.
Yeah.
Remember how tall he was?
Yeah. Oh man, he was so cool.
He was from France?
Netherlands.
Netherlands.
His family was from the Netherlands and the United States.
How did he get here?
His dad was like Air Force, American Air Force, like U.S. United States Air Force, and then his mom was like from the Netherlands.
Oh wow!
So his dad was black and his mom's white.
Right.
But he was just as white as he was black.
We gotta get
funny. I'd fuck with him sometimes because I'm like you're black and white or whatever.
Right.
Not that I would I'd never really bring it up, but it was just funny because he'd be like, "Yeah, that black dude John Paul," and I'm like, "Nah, he's white."
We got to
because
get
he's half white too.
you got to get
know?
Fabian on here. Have
It's
you had
funny.
Fabian on here yet?
I've talked to him, and definitely we've talked about it.
Oh yeah,
It just hasn't come up yet, but
Right.
he's incredible with all the filming he did. And
Yeah.
his shoe collection.
shoe collection. Bring his shoe.
and,
He's got those De La
his
Soul shoes that I.
photography and just all the cool shit he's done.
Oh yeah,
And just the memories and the times, all that.
because I don't know if you follow. I don't know if you're a fan of De La Soul. They
I
just
don't really know. Yeah.
they've been like, well, I mean, their albums.
Did you just post something with the shoes that did
Oh,
come up? Was
well-
that something different?
Well, no, they had their so it's crazy because their 3 Feet High and Rising album came out in, I want to say like 89.
I just saw that. Where did I just see that?
Well, have you seen Fabian's those Nikes, those dunks he has that have the De La Soul aesthetic to it?
Okay.
With the daisies and flowers.
Yeah. All
Or
right.
maybe you saw that, but they so they never I mean, you can buy their CDs and their albums, cassettes and everything, but in this day and age everything is streaming, right?
For sure.
So like the record labels have held their music back for years and years. So just on like March 3rd they finally were able to release their complete catalog.
No way.
So there's like there's generations of people that don't know their music.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, say, take Metallica, for example. Like, us older heads, we know about their, like, Justice for All and all those albums. But just imagine, like, if streaming services, people will listen to that, streaming services, if they've never been able to hear their music all this time.
Yeah.
And then finally gets released, and it's like a whole new experience for all these.
Resurgence of the
Yeah.
whole thing. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of in that same,
Sick.
frame of things. But but with De La Soul, their whole thing is like the sample game. You
Yeah.
know, they sampled a lot of music.
Okay.
So like a lot of that music had to get samples cleared, but a lot of it had to do with the labels. So now their music's available. But the bittersweet part about it is like just a week or so ago, Trugoy, one of the members of De La Soul, passed away. So he didn't get to make it to that March
that
3rd.
benchmark
Yeah.
or whatever.
So that's what it was. They had a big party for
Like a tribute.
the
and
release. Yeah.
merch and
Yeah.
stuff. Exclusive.
Yeah.
Collabs with stuff.
So that's a big deal in the hip hop world, especially like for us old guys, and
Right.
they've been big fans of them.
For the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know last time you were talking about Metallica. So like their newest album, like a lot of the metalheads didn't like it. I like it. I loved it. I thought it
very,
was
very newest one.
Yeah.
Like the one that's not even released yet. They've released like 3 singles.
well. Okay, so the one right before this,
Hardwired.
that one,
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome,
Yeah. I like it.
dude. It just came the first song coming into it.
Yeah.
boom.
Hardwired.
It
Yeah.
reminded me of their old stuff.
Yep.
Exactly.
I always say I'm just like, they've been in a band for like 40 years or
Right.
whatever, and of course they're gonna have evolution.
Yeah,
And so you're like, if you just want Master of Puppets again, like
and that's what it reminded me of.
you're like, dude, the guy's different now.
Yeah.
All the guys are different. They've had kids and ups and downs
Right.
and roller coaster of life, and they're still somehow
Still putting-
able to like make music together, the same core group members.
right.
And you're like, that's what they came up with.
Yeah,
Like, take it or leave it, but that's who they are.
yeah.
Like, there are people be like, that's not Metallica, and you're like, that is literally Metallica. Like,
Right.
they are Metallica.
Yeah.
Only they can say what Metallica is.
Exactly.
And apparently they put out that record, and that's Metallica. So
The Hardwired album, I loved it. I just like, I'm not a big metalhead, but I love it. I love music altogether. But I just, when it first came out, I was like in the middle. I was like Michael Jackson with the popcorn, but I could see like people fighting about it. Like, no, like what you said, it's not Metallica.
yeah, of course.
But
I get it from both sides
Yeah.
too. I'm just like, I get it. I'm like, yeah, you want this. A part of you wants this or that. But I always go back to like the frame of an artist,
right,
the mind state of an artist, and you're like,
you got to
one-
keep evolving.
You got to keep evolving and keep moving and pushing in new directions. And you're also a different person. Every day you wake up, you're a different person.
Yeah, that's just with like hip hop.
That's refreshing.
Yeah, of us old heads that boom bap 90s hip hop is the best. Well, I mean, I love it, but I like a lot of the new stuff
Yeah.
at the same time. So same thing.
How
It's just
did-
human nature.
I know we've been going a while, but the DJ thing, like when did you start and how does that even, it's like, I think a lot of people don't, or maybe even just me, but don't quite understand exactly what it is. So you're not just playing music.
Well, I mean, you're mixing it.
Mixing and mashing and
Right. There's so many variables. Like some people just, like some DJs just play music and it fades out and they bring another one in. Some DJs play music and they slam it. They're on beat on the one. So like you're still counting measures. You're still
making music.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of like, all right, it's going to start
right now. And they'll slam it, but they won't mix it in. They'll just slam it, which is cool. Cause I mean, I do that too.
It kind of catches you off guard.
But I like to mix things. I like to blend it long and, blend it and mash it up like you were saying.
Kind of like where you don't even notice the change.
Yeah,
until it's already changed, and you're like, damn, I've been dancing to this like since when did this come
right?
on?
Some people like that, some people don't.
Yeah.
It's just it's just what I do. But like when did I start? I started in '99, but I was collecting records before that. I always loved music. I was collecting CDs and cassettes for years. But the first person that really drew me into it, he rest in peace, Tony Bartleson, DJ Slow Motion. He's the one that I saw live. I would go to his house
here in town
and watch him do it. And I was just like,
I recognize the name Bartleson.
Bartleson.
I think I went to school with maybe one of his
sisters,
brothers, or younger nephews or nieces.
Oh, okay,
or somebody,
probably so.
Son or daughter or somebody.
Right. He well, I mean, I would watch him at his house, and I would watch because this had to have been in '97, maybe '96. So I'd watch him. I know everything back then was, of course, still vinyl. So like his room, he had records everywhere. Like
as far as DJing,
yeah,
right?
milk crates.
You were listening to Walkmans and shit, probably like cassette, right?
Cassette back then.
Consumer,
yeah,
consuming your own music, like
right.
listening to that. But as far as DJing, it was all vinyl, right?
Yeah, at that point. And then the CDs came out. You can mix CDs, and then I think in 2004, 2005, that's finally when digital, like the capability of having everything on your laptop and you can mix it like records. That's when that came up, Serato. And then, but watching Tony, I was just amazed how you could do that, how you could keep a song going, like you were saying, and make it sound like, well, where did one start and the next one stop?
Yeah.
To me, that was so cool. And I think that's kind of like the style I've been keeping till this day.
Nice.
So back then I was like 100% hip hop. I just loved hip hop, boom bap. And, but over the years, I've learned how to play all styles of music. Like one minute I might be playing Tribe Called Quest. Next minute I might be playing Metallica. Next minute I might be playing Primus. I might be playing whatever.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. I just like to keep it going.
Keep it fresh, yeah.
But if you ask me, man, music is crazy nowadays. Spotify.
It's incredible.
You go down a rabbit hole for hours. I mean, I could just go down a rabbit hole and there's so many new artists I learn about that have been out for years that I just now.
You're just discovering.
Yeah.
It's really refreshing to have so much access to music. It's just incredible.
Right.
It's cool how Spotify will put like playlists together for you and like give you your daily mix 1 through 6.
Isn't it?
I think I've got like 6 different daily mixes.
Right.
That it just made for me. It's like your daily mix number 5
and
or whatever.
And it changes every week.
This genre or whatever, whatever.
Because the algorithm, it knows, and that's Big Brother's watching. It knows like what you like. Before I know it. That's what I was talking about. What was I talking about the other day? I was thinking it and it popped up on my Facebook feed. I didn't say nothing. And it was there.
I know.
Isn't that weird?
And other people out there know. They know.
Yeah.
If anyone's listening,
right.
They think about stuff and then it pops up.
That's with AI and like
there's something else going on.
That's another thing we're talking about, like technology. Artists, people that draw stuff. Now you can type stuff out
and AI creates it.
You can make music videos just by throwing all the lyrics in, make a whole animated AI video. Isn't that crazy?
It's insane.
So yeah.
It's cool in some ways, but yeah, it's sad. It's scary because the organic like part of the human element of the art is eventually going to disappear.
Exactly.
Because it's not going to be able to keep up and like it'll become obsolete because it's just so much faster and more convenient to do it the other way.
I know. And so does that make people lazy? What is it? How do you look at it like that?
It's just like you could see it from either way. Well, work smarter, not harder. Well, if you could just have this do it, then why not do it? But a part of it dies though. It's like the analog. It's like the warmth.
And I think
the human element, the analog vinyl. You can't ever replace that.
I think we all want to say
the media is inconvenient and it takes longer and you have to have a bigger clunky ass device with all these moving mechanical parts that fail, but there's something rewarding. That's why I got that little 4-track thing I'm gonna start messing with.
That's cool.
Because
I saw that.
Just like I just want to like make music to tape and just experience that because I didn't really have that really.
Right.
By the time I got into recording, everything had already been digital.
Speaking of music, I ran into Eric Burton the other night at Rocket City.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
I was setting my equipment up for Friday night, and I look up and he's walking up. He's like, "Jeremy," I'm like, "Eric," and it was like one of those moments like I'm a fan. Like it's just crazy how far he's come.
It is incredible. It's incredible.
It's crazy how he's been all over the world doing shows and comes back to Alamogordo. Same old Eric.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed, but he's done a lot of good.
He's done a lot of good. Good for him. Cool. I would love to talk to him, and I would love to sit here and talk to him. But of course, I wouldn't want to like use him in that way or whatever. Like, I just want to have him so like my show's cool. Or whatever.
I was going to talk to him about that.
But I would just like to, because we did know each other vaguely. Mm-hmm. I would think that he would be like, I kind of remember you a little bit. We were never friends, but we went to school at the same point in time.
Yeah.
He was like a grade or two above me.
Right.
But we took film class.
Oh, okay.
And he made some videos and I had made some videos and we never really crossed paths much, but I think kind of through that little niche in high school, we kind of knew each other a little bit.
Same with me. I didn't really know him. I just knew him from like he would be at Washington Park. He would show up on his board with his guitar.
With a guitar,
He'd just be playing music. I think I knew him from what is it? Peace Out. He would go there.
Yeah.
But I wasn't real close with him. But I just knew him.
Yeah.
But talking to him, so humble.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Yeah, he was there. He was there with his mom. Yeah. I think they were gonna go see a movie, but. It was cool. It was cool to see him.
And not just the fact that he's like successsome or whatever, but like he's just amazing vocalist and songwriter, and he's got some of that old nostalgia to him, that like.
I mean, not every band coming out of Alamogordo or anywhere in the world gets Grammy nominated.
Yeah.
For their music,
and of course his success too is amazing for sure.
Yeah, he was cool.
But I think there's a part of you because people come out of the woodwork when you're somebody.
Yeah, but I think it got kind of weird there at Rocket City because like everybody sees they noticed they were like coming up to him. I kind of wanted to give him a space,
For sure, that's exactly how I'd be. I'd be like, yo, man, like you're the guy I knew back in high school that skated around Alamo with a guitar,
right?
Like
small world,
and you've gone places since, but I think it's just the illusion of self too,
right?
Where you like. Well, who am I? Who do people think I am?
Yeah.
What do others think of me? What do they think I think of them? What do I think that they think of? Go on and on and on.
Right.
I brought this up before, but it's a struggle with identity.
Look at Pizzo too. Like he's this is in the world of YouTube and Twitch. He's a big deal.
He's a big deal.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just weird how, but I think to the normal everyday person, like
you saw him in the store, you wouldn't know who.
Yeah, you're not in that world. You don't know. So. Yeah, crazy.
Crazy. Do you ever get that? I mean, a lot of people know you're not like you're some celebrity or something, but you're. I think it's just the Alamo thing.
Yeah.
Like people just recognize you everywhere. People recognize me everywhere. We all recognize. We all recognize each other everywhere.
But I don't know. I guess.
Do people ever say like, "Oh, there's Digumsmak" or whatever? But
yeah, I mean they do, but it's people like close people I know.
People you know.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I'm not saying I'm anything like that. Yeah. Anywhere. But.
I think we're all iconic because. Alamo. It's just Alamo.
Almost crazy.
Everybody's their own icon in Alamo. Because it's Alamo, because you stand out.
Right.
Like if you're at all any sort of bright color.
Right.
Like even me, I don't know what people see me as or whatever, but I'm like, oh, maybe the guy with the warehouse or whatever, Well, I don't know who I am to people, or he's the guy with the orange curb thing, or I don't know.
Well, I can go back to like when I was first starting skating, there was like iconic people there was this one skater, Tiger. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Okay.
He was a big deal back then. And he was like one of the first skaters you saw that was popping ollies this high. This is back in 86, Yeah. For like a 10-year-old back then to see that happening is like.
In your own backyard, local.
Yeah.
Not on like the magazines.
Not
stuff,
at all.
Like here, right now.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
That's impressive. That's how I felt about Washington Park when I first went there. I was just like, whoa, like this is happening here.
Right.
I was like, I gotta come back here, and like I was just
Blown away.
I had to keep coming back because when I went there and saw people doing real tricks,
Right.
in real life, I was like, what?
I was in that place. Like I would go this is going back to my Nash skateboard. I got to the point where I could skate down the block, and at the bottom of Abbott, you could peek around the corner and see Washington Park. Saturday mornings, like 9:00 in the morning, you peek around. The whole park was flooded with skaters because that guy Tiger, he would have this like clinic, and they would bring launch ramps. It was crazy back then.
Sick.
And I was too like, I couldn't find it in myself to go down there at that point. I was still like shy, I guess.
For sure.
But I finally was able to make it down there and at one point and met all the skaters, and I was like, wow, this is crazy.
That is
Seeing them
crazy.
do board slides on homemade, those homemade PVC curbs people would make.
Yeah.
They would just be doing board slides, and I couldn't fathom doing that
Yeah.
at that point. Fathom. I was thinking about that word. That's something old people say, huh? Fathom and
Yeah, I guess
you
so.
know, do you ever go and watch like videos from the 40s and hearing the way people talk,
It's
like the announcers and stuff?
sometimes
People don't talk like that no more. There's like they called it like a transatlantic voice. People don't talk like that no more.
Huh. I want
So
to look into that.
you ever see like an old person like in their 80s, the way they talk?
There's
like-
certain vocabulary.
Yeah,
they use
people don't
and
use that no
certain
more.
phrasing. Yeah,
No.
it's different. It's
I don't
from a
know. I don't know what
different time.
I don't know what the new kids say nowadays. There's a whole bunch of stuff.
They just say bruh,
yeah.
bruh, or like dead ass, like this basically like for real,
Right.
but it's dead ass.
Or what's the other word? Like this is what's that word? There's a bunch of them. This is like
Sus.
that's one of
Sus
them.
was a word for a while.
Yeah, I think my daughter would use that. Shouts to both Aubriana and Little Schmoops.
Yes. Aubrey's a teacher, huh?
Yeah, and
That's
Cruz
cool.
says she's doing
Music.
pretty good music, doing pretty good over there. She's
Dope.
going, yeah, she's been around the world too. She's like been over to
Oh, I saw some of her photos and stuff.
France
doing
and places like over there.
that's incredible. Traveling for music. and
Music.
stuff.
Isn't that crazy?
It's fucking awesome, man.
She did that with the university, and I think they got something else coming up pretty soon.
It's fucking cool, man. It's so cool. Traveling the world to play music with your friends.
Right.
It's fucking awesome.
I always trip out on that logo right there. It's got the dome in the background and
It's funny too because we had realized it's actually the Charles runway,
it is
the curb,
Yeah,
instead because you'd think I would have used the orange curb, and I had probably thought of that. Like, it's the orange curb logo. Why would it not be the orange curb? But it's
Right.
actually the Charles runway. But it was just the better photo that I had.
because orange curb is on the left or right, however you're.
And it's mirrored. It's flipped.
yeah.
It'd be backwards, and we did that because it was the mirror, like the shades.
Remember when you would skate down, you would get like you'd have to run from the parking lot sometimes, and you'd run in and you ollie the big sidewalk, and you keep going and you ollie the other big sidewalk.
Okay, yeah.
Do you remember? Did you ever do that?
I never really gapped the two steps much.
I was
Especially the first one.
right. You'd have,
Yeah, but
the
that's cool.
The second one you could probably do.
Yeah,
like
you got a lot of runway.
I haven't done that in so long. I don't think I could do the first one. I'd have to get
In fact,
speed.
the first one's the only one left because
Oh, yeah.
the other one's all concrete.
I didn't even think about that.
Yep. Now you'd have to run from the parking
Yeah.
lot and gap the one.
I always think about like, I try to do stuff that I did a long time ago, like big stairs or whatever. Like like that. I want to do that. The one I was just talking about, just to see if I could still do it. Because it's
The
a
two-step, yeah,
it's a
it's a stretch.
it's a challenge.
Yeah. Plus, but it's doable though too. Cause
Yeah.
there's always that thing with skating. It's mental. Like if you think yourself over it, you fly right over it.
Oh yeah.
But if you think it's too big and you're like, I'm gonna clip it. Oh, you're gonna clip it.
You know,
So you just have to like make sure you're like, no, I'm going over there, and you'll make it most of the time.
I don't get it. A while back I was skating and I got that. Do you ever get in that zone where you feel weightless?
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten that? I used to get that all the time, but I actually got that.
Like the good kind of weightless.
Yeah.
Where you're just flying all over the place.
where
like
you can pop
effortless.
over anything.
Yeah.
Easy.
Uh-huh.
I had that a while back, like a few months ago.
I love those days.
I haven't had that in a long time,
I love those days.
but I wanna try.
Sometimes it's the opposite too, where you feel heavy.
Heavy.
Oh, like
Right.
you just go up the curb and you're like, oh,
And you
like
feel it, like you feel worn out.
sluggish.
But there was days. I've had days like that where I've felt lighter than a feather.
And sometimes
And you could kickflip anything, you could jump over anything.
yeah.
I hadn't had that in a long time until like about a month ago. I had that, and I was like, I wish I could like capture that in a bottle, and whenever you need that, you could just drink it.
Take a
and,
sip
Yeah,
and you're like, here we go.
yeah, because
Yeah.
it doesn't happen all the time. Not even back then, when you're at your like
In the
in
peak
full
of it.
throttle, like
Yeah.
you would have those days when you did get it,
Yeah.
and then you would lose it.
Some days you're just on that frequency and you're just like, man, I'm just skating like really vibing.
You knew
right
it.
now.
You don't want to admit it, but you knew in your mind, like, wow, I could ollie over anything.
Yeah. Flying.
But even like, how does Tyshawn ollie? How does he have that pop?
It's insane pop. Some people have insane pop. Tiago Lemos and Tori Pudwill. And
Dang.
some of them guys can just pop, man.
Like nothing.
Yeah.
Do nollie flips over whatever.
Yeah. A nollie flip over, straight over a trash can. You're like, damn.
How are we looking at time? Because I know you were trying to do your
What time is it?
8:15.
Oh, shoot. We're about good.
Okay. I didn't want to intrude on your.
No, thanks, man.
Your challenge.
For coming. This is great. Like, it's my last leg of the ride, so I'm kind of just like, it'll get done.
Yeah,
It'll get done. I'll do one more.
that's cool that you have that. It's like a personal challenge you can push yourself on.
I did the third leg of it, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do 12 of these, man. Like, I was just like, this is a little much. And then I'm like, well, it's just like everything else. You just chip away at it, and eventually you get past the threshold of half,
Right.
and you're like, if I've done half, I can do the second.
Well,
half.
it's like if you haven't run in say like a month or so, and you know that sometimes first 5-10 minutes, you're like, oh,
yeah.
you can feel it. But once you get past that, you're good.
Once
you
get
can
going.
you could literally probably run all day if you had to.
You get the
like
rhythm, the rhythm.
Not run, but a nice jog.
You could keep it going.
Yeah, almost like that.
So, and it's weird because it's not like I'm a cyclist or a distance guy or something.
Yeah.
But it was just this little challenge where I was just like I was gonna do it last year and didn't, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna do it, and instead of running it, I'll bike it. But it's because biking is easier in my mind than running.
Oh, yeah.
Running's harder. Also, I'm gonna up the mileage.
Now there's this one that I want to do. I've been wanting to do it forever. I would try it. I want to ride a bike from here to Cruces and back,
That'd be sick.
but I haven't done it yet.
The hard part about that is that damn hill,
Going up it.
because that's it's a long hill.
I wonder if you get to a point where you got to get off and literally walk
It'd be hard.
because it's just too
that
much.
you would want a geared bike probably.
Yeah.
Where you could put it on a real low gear and pedal.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you're
You
still going, but
you wouldn't want the one speed style that
you're
I'm
like spinning. Your
Yeah.
feet are going like this, but you're barely moving, but you're still going.
You're still going. Because if you have to use that full gear.
Yeah,
Because I like the minimalist one speed. Like
that's what I love.
I had this beach cruiser, this one that's in here. I'll show you when we leave, that I've been riding for years.
Is it a Schwinn?
It's a little Huffy Cranbrook.
I think I might have that. I might have that one.
They sell them at Walmart. It's like $90.
Yeah, I think I had a blue one,
Or they used to be $90.
and I love them, but the tires kept. Do you get the goat heads out on these trails?
Yeah.
That's the worst.
You got to slime them for sure.
Yeah.
And you're riding more off road and stuff too, huh?
No, not really.
Sometimes.
I would go like to Foothills Trail and do that trail.
Oh, sick.
Although there's probably goat heads all along that.
Just everywhere in
Yeah.
town, even on the streets.
Right.
I just got this little bike though. It's I just got it off like Walmart.com. I forget the brand, but it's kind of weird. It's like the more I noticed it, it's like kind of European or something.
Oh yeah.
Like instead of the Schrader valves on the valve stem, it's like the Presta valve, and it's like you pump. It's a little different. And then if you're gonna slime the tubes, you have to everything. Oh, I'm gonna swap out the seat.
It's like a little extra.
It's always a little extra. I'm like, what is up with this damn bike? I'm like,
You're like
it's
you like simplicity and minimalism.
yeah.
That's how I am. I don't have to have all the
And the bike itself is simple and minimalistic, but the hardware is just like kind of like
Different.
foreign.
Yeah.
And just like it took me a little bit to get used to. I literally just got it like not even a week, a couple
Oh
days
wow.
ago. So I got it and I was like, well, it'll be here in time for my ride
Right.
challenge. And I got it set up. The tires are a little wobbly though.
Yeah.
Like they need to be, I guess,
Tightened.
like trued up and flushed.
Yeah.
So I'll probably take the actual spokes and the tires, because
Right.
they're fastened to the bike straight, but you can see it
Yeah.
kind of,
Yeah,
so
Vicky
they're
got
not
me.
perfect.
She got me that. I think I don't even know. It's a Huffy, I think, but it's a gear bike. And I was kind of bummed out. No, I love her. I was kind of bummed out when I first saw it had gears on. I was like, oh, but then I got on it and I was like, man, I love it. It's really cool.
Hell yeah.
Like I've been on. I need to do more, but
It'd probably be the same for me. Like if I got a geared bike, I'd be like, I can't believe my dumbass is riding a one
Right.
speed all those years.
Yeah, it's cool though. It's like it's so fast. I can tell the difference. Like when I have it, when I'm going on a straightaway, and I have it on gear 5 or 6. I'm really moving fast.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about biking, but I just know the gears are kind of cool.
for sure.
Now.
I bet like they come in handy.
Yeah.
For certain.
Like I don't know
situations.
anyone around here who bikes around here that you know of.
I don't know anybody about cycling. There's this one dude actually that I guess it depends. Like BMX, I don't know anybody anymore that does BMX.
Yeah.
Or stunt biking or anything.
Right.
And then there were some people that would do racing and stuff, like kind of like motocross, but the bicycle version.
Right.
But I don't remember any of those guys anymore.
Yeah.
And then it's just like road biking and cycling. And I know one dude I used to work with that does that. He lives in Albuquerque.
Right.
But like the guys you see going down the highway with the yellow.
Oh, those are serious.
Those guys are serious. Like with the
they're going. They zoom
clothes
by.
yeah, they're gone.
Well, it's like what's his name? I'm bad on names, but I know them. Remember the BMXers that used to live here, Dexter. Remember those guys?
Yeah, Dexter. And
Do they still ride?
I would assume he probably does a little bit, maybe every now and then.
Because remember, didn't he have the coffee shop?
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. I forgot
Isn't that
about
crazy? If you stop and think about Alamogordo, you can go back and like you think you're like, wow, this used to be here.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
a lot of stuff.
Like one place I wish was here, Winchell's Donuts. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Did you remember that?
Nuh-uh.
What about your mom? How long has she lived here?
We moved here in like 95.
So it was gone by then. Anyone else in your family that used to live here?
Nah, we were basically the first
okay.
of our family. Yeah.
Dang. I just remember like Alamogordo was cool, but like back then it was really cool. Like there was so much here. You had Dairy Queen, you had Winchell's, there was so much stuff here, man.
Yeah. Hastings and all the.
In some ways, it was actually better than almost, I want to say. But I just think now you have technology, and that does a lot.
There's less brick and mortar. There's a lot of empty buildings.
Right. You had Peter Piper here. You had, you had so much.
The mall and the
Dog
arcades
7.
and all the stuff.
Did you get to experience the mall in its heavy years?
Not really. Maybe towards the fairy tale.
Wow.
I mean, the theater was there, and there was some stuff, and then
The theater. At the theater, you'd have lines coming out. You know that hall that goes out the mall?
Yeah.
You'd have a line of people.
I do remember those
Fridays
days.
and Saturdays would be
Because
crazy.
it was the thing to do, the place to go. And since I was like a little kid, it was the one place that like I could go at night where my parents would be like, yeah, it's cool. You can drop us off at the mall.
Yeah, the gold mine.
We'll go to the movies or whatever.
Well, that's cool. What Pizza Mall has is that arcade.
Oh,
that's really cool.
Incredible. Yeah.
I've only been in there a couple times.
They've done a really good job with it. The hours are limited, and you just go like on Friday or Saturday night. But it's
so Fridays and Saturdays. I think we went on a Thursday.
Yeah,
and they were
Friday
closed.
and Saturday 5 to 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool. It reminds me when I go into Pizza Mall now. It kind of reminds me of Stranger Things in a way.
Yeah.
With the red lights.
Yeah.
And the like brick. Is the brick wall like you have in there?
Yeah. Yeah. I think they might even have a. Yeah, it's the same brick.
I just get the Stranger Things vibe.
They might even have a Stranger Things Pizza Mill logo because they do all the shows and movies.
Yeah.
All their shirts are like, it'll be like the Pizza Mill Coyote with a lightning bolt and glasses, and it's like a Harry Potter.
Oh, is that what it is?
Or it'll be like the one with the store blowing up and the Coyote's got half metal face and a red eye. It's the Terminator.
That's really cool.
There's Indiana Jones or Serenity, or there's all kinds of like all this film culture behind the logos and stuff. So I think they have a Pizza Mill Stranger Things.
Like a little knockoff type thing.
Like shirt, yeah.
Yeah.
But they really overhauled that the last couple of years.
Oh, yeah, it looks cool. We went there. We try to go in there whenever we can. I think we went there a couple weeks ago. We had the number 7. And, the usual.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
The fries with the ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good. I like a brown bag. I like brown bag too.
For sure. Oh, hell yeah.
I have to it's a lot of bread.
Yeah, it is.
They look like really big pieces of bread.
We should get together and get a big old pizza one of these days and play some games over there.
Do you remember when Brown Bag was on 10th?
Yeah.
That was cool.
Right by Outdoor Adventures?
Right there.
Yeah. That's where I first remember it.
That's another shop, Outdoor Adventure. Like that's been here forever. Which is pretty cool.
I need to go in there and have them do
your bike?
do my wheels. And
I feel bad. I feel so bad because I buy a lot of bikes from Walmart, and I'll take my Walmart bike into Outdoor Adventures. I'm like, can you fix this?
I know. I should have probably bought a bike.
I think I will eventually one day.
I'll straight up tell them that too. I'll be like, you know what? I got this bike, and I should have bought it from you guys.
Yeah.
But I really want you to at least do my wheels.
Right.
And just
give them some business.
Just charge me, like
what it's worth.
What it's worth.
Yeah,
because it's a lot of work taking those damn tires off.
And those are some really good bikes in there. Like I said, I don't know the first thing about bikes.
Yeah.
I'm not like a bike head, or I know a lot of things about skateboarding, but not so much bikes.
Same here. I don't know anything about it. I have my friend Hollis. Luckily, Hollis is like, he helped me redo the bearings and all the stuff on my other cruiser.
Oh yeah, I see him almost every day because I pick my daughter up at school, and him and Wayne are there
Oh yeah.
picking up their Wayne's son.
Oh, okay.
So
Cool.
I see him almost every day
Yeah.
in the blue truck
Yeah.
picking up their kids.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. But yeah, Wayne's another old school head that's been here for years and years.
Yeah.
He goes back to the days of like skateboarding back in the 80s. Because I think I want to say he used to skate back then too.
Yeah.
Like you have your certain old school heads here that have been, I don't know. I don't know of any other skaters that have been here that long that still skate. I don't know.
Yeah.
Paul, do you remember Paul Miller?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
But he don't skate anymore, but he's been here forever.
Yeah. Same era.
Yeah.
Age. Yeah.
But I mean, he was doing it way before me. But I don't know. I'm a dinosaur over here.
You might be the oldest continuing
The
skater.
last Mohican.
Yeah. That's cool though. It's like you don't get old. You don't get too old to skate. You get old because you stopped skating.
That's true.
Right.
You
That
got to
kind of
keep.
thing.
So I think as you get older, you have to do some sort of physical activity. Because if you don't, there was so during COVID, I got kind of lazy.
Sure.
I'm not gonna lie,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt myself getting real sore and real tired.
Yep.
Since then I've been working out a lot. Like I try to run a few times a week, but you really do gotta move.
You got to make the effort to
Yeah.
move.
You gotta
The
move.
older you get,
Exactly.
because you become immobile, and then then it's game over.
It's bad.
They say, in fact, the key to longevity is things as simple as like, can you get up fast?
Yeah.
Can you just get up off the fucking couch and go
Right.
real quick?
That is true.
Like if you're able to still do that at an older age, it's if you're having trouble where you're like, damn, I can't even hardly get up.
That's bad. That's scary.
That's coming to where you're like your survival rate diminishes.
I've seen
lot.
just like right here, there's a couch. I've noticed myself when I try to get up, it's hard. So I'm trying to get away from that.
Yeah,
But you really do gotta
put in the effort.
put something in every day.
I notice it too, because like we were talking about how time goes by so fast.
Right.
I've got this little I never really journaled or anything. I tried to I'll journal, or you try different habits or fitness things. or
Yeah.
whatever. But I got this little book where it's got these little check boxes, and it's like a habit tracker, and it's like a daily. You can take the stuff out of your mind. You're like, oh, I need to get a spare key for the car. I need to pay this bill.
Right.
I need to check in. All the plumbers are coming to work on my mom's place next door. Whatever. Like, band practices this night. I can get all that on my head and dump it on this little weekly calendar.
Oh yeah.
And then I can look at it and be like, all right, oh shit, I still need to get to that. Let me go ahead and just call.
Yeah.
I'll just call right now about that thing, and then it kind of helps you see it.
Yeah. It's like a
But
checklist
there's
where you
like
can
a-
knock things out.
Yeah, there's a habit tracker too at the bottom, and
Is this an app?
I'll put it's just
Oh,
I'll
notebook.
show it to you. It's like a little weekly planner thing.
Oh, okay.
But it's cool, and but it's useful because you can kind of track it. But on my habit tracker, I'll put literally like skateboarding, and then on the next line like some sort of fitness or workout thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then whatever it is you want to do, like drink water, drink more water.
Yeah.
Drink a gallon of water or whatever it is, and sometimes the weeks will just go by and you're like, dude, I haven't even checked the skate box.
Right.
Like, dude, my skateboarding boxes. You're talking to the guy that has a fucking skate park in his house.
And you don't get to it.
And I haven't skated in like 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what the hell's wrong with me? You know?
Right.
But, like, you just get caught up in work, and then band practice, and then
So much going on.
making music with Hollis, and then
Or you put it off. You're like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow.
yeah. And you're like, I haven't skated in 2 weeks. You're like, dude, come on. You gotta
Yeah,
get
I'm getting to one of my things, I want to get like my daughter, Schmoops, I want to get her into skateboarding. Well, I just want to get her into doing something like, a few
Physical.
times. Yeah. Because I think that's important. Because nowadays, a lot of kids, I feel like they're not.
is active.
Yeah.
They're not in the physical
Right.
as much.
Yeah. That's what I've seen.
It's important too, because it translates over to everything
It's
else.
really weird though. But then I look on the skateboard side of things. These kids are very good.
They're good.
Very good.
Way good.
And I'm like, well, they're active. They're obviously active. They're eons ahead of like skateboard skill than I was at their age.
Yeah.
They learn at a crazy rate nowadays.
Crazy rate. But even the fitness as aging, I'll have to
Right.
put that down too. And you're like, dude, I haven't done nothing. You're like, I got in my car this morning.
Right.
I sat down
Mhm.
in the car and drove to work. And then like I was kind of up.
Yeah.
I'm up on my feet quite a bit at work, but
Right.
nothing like physical.
Yeah.
And you'll come home and you're like, oh, I'll have a snack and get on YouTube. And then I'm sitting down there and then I go to like say band practice. And then I'm like, I could stand up at band practice, but we were kind of all just sitting around. I mean, we're playing and you're like the whole day you just sat down.
How's that going? How's your
Like you need to get after it. So I have to plug it in and like be like, I got to get my workout in,
How many days are you guys practicing? Or out of a week?
Twice a week is what,
that's pretty
what we
good.
shoot for. So
That's really good.
6 to 8 in the evening, twice a week. So it's 4 hours a week.
Because like I know, I'm sure like a lot of bands don't even do that much
Yeah.
out there.
There's a lot that when we play 4 sets of music and there's a lot of stuff to recall and even songs well, you got to keep going over them.
Now, do you guys?
Just
I know
to
you
keep
do
them
a lot
fresh.
of. I know you do a lot of covers. Is there any original material that you're doing?
Currently, there's no original Seven Stone stuff. It's all covers.
Cover.
70s, 80s classics, couple 90s, couple maybe 1 or 2 that are newer.
I know you're doing. Was it Cold as Ice or what were you doing? What song were you doing? The big one about a year ago.
Hold the Line.
Hold the Line. Yeah.
And then Stone Cold.
And what is there? Is there another one you're doing right now? Another cover? Another one? Because I know you guys were really pushing that one.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like our big one that kind of goes over really well. There's a couple. There's an instrumental that Keith does on the lead guitar, Cliffs of Dover.
Yeah.
Eric Johnson, Cliffs of Dover. I mean, he destroys that one.
Oh.
I actually sit that one out. I walk around the bar. And
Yeah.
Kind of.
He just goes to town on it.
Yeah, he just slays that.
Is that a guitar solo?
It's an instrumental.
Okay.
Guitar solo.
Wow.
Kind of called Cliffs of Dover. Really iconic song. But we do In the End by Linkin Park.
Oh, that's
which
cool.
is way out of left field for us.
Because that's not. You guys are more of a classic rock.
Exactly.
band.
So we're playing all this old stuff like Dio and like Rainbow and Judas Priest and Led Zeppelin and AC/DC, all this stuff.
Right.
All this old stuff. And then out of nowhere, there's like Linkin Park.
Right. Just
And
kind of random.
And then it's like a rap verse, So
who does that?
Danny does the vocals and I do the Mike Shinoda. He does the Chester Bennington and I do
that's
Mike
cool.
Shinoda part. So
Dang, that's crazy.
that's cool. So that's a little moment that I get to kind of step out and kind of get the little frontman vocal thing.
That's really crazy that Chester passed away. I wonder, have they put anything out since then?
There's that one song Lost that was that came out, but
Yeah.
oh, any Linkin Park without Chester?
Yeah.
No,
Nothing yet, huh? Well, like Mike Shinoda, he streams on Twitch and he does like art. So he's always on Twitch, like doing artwork and stuff. So you'll catch him every once in a while.
He's cool, man.
He hasn't been on in a while, I don't think, but ever since like things have opened it up back in the world, so people are doing shows again. Some of the people don't get on.
Do you do Twitch quite often?
I try to do it every day. I do it every weekday for sure. And then the weekends I just do pop-ups, kind of like I'll pop up. Okay, there, I'm on now. But on the weekdays I do it like at 9 in the morning.
That's what's up.
So I try to do that every day.
Does it? I don't know. I mean, I know quite a bit about it, but it's just like I'm trying to understand. Like, so people check in live.
Yeah,
you're live, and then they come on. They can tell like. It's kind of like tune in to Digumsmak at this time. Yeah, they know when you're gonna.
So you if you want your channel to grow, you kind of gotta create a schedule so people know when you're on every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I always for the weekdays I just say I'm on at 9 every morning. Now there are some days I can't make it, but
for sure
I try to stay consistent. That's the biggest thing, to always have like, okay, you're gonna be on at this time. We know where you're gonna be. That's the biggest thing to keep your momentum going.
Yeah.
But it's cool. Like when the pandemic hit, like a lot of DJs lost their gigs. Of course, nobody can do anything.
Yeah.
So a lot of the DJs went to Twitch and they're doing live streaming on Twitch.
Yep.
That way people could go in and support you, so to speak.
Yep.
Now there's ways you can do it on there. You can subscribe to the streamer.
Okay.
You can throw bits, which is like throwing tips, basically.
Oh, nice.
So they have these things called hype trains. Like if you get to a certain point, a level where people are throwing bits and subs, then it'll start a hype train, and there's levels to the hype train, and you keep it going, and it's just more hype. People start throwing you bits, but yeah, it's cool. I've been doing that for almost 3 years now, since the pandemic started.
And then you're doing some DJ in-person stuff.
Yeah, I do. I do Rocket City
But
on Fridays.
you've run into some
Crazy stuff,
some stuff,
setbacks,
and just
but that's that happens. You
yeah.
know. But I just try to keep it moving. And
Rocket City Friday nights,
Friday nights
Twitch.
at Rocket City. At,
Twitch 9 a.m.
Sometimes I try to incorporate my live gigs wherever I'm DJing at
Stream
with
that.
Twitch. Yeah, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Kind of depends what if I'm feeling it.
I'm gonna have to look into that camera.
Mevo. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm gonna look into that.
They have like you can buy them by themselves, or they have like multi-packs, multi-cameras that you can buy too. It's pretty cool. But they're really cool.
There's a lot you can do nowadays, man.
Yeah, everything, like say if that's the Mevo camera, you know how you have to split the audio up with this?
Yeah.
You could run a headphone jack into the back of it and the audio goes straight in. It's pretty cool.
I need to do that though. I don't have to go through that extra step of chopping everything up.
And then the video is pretty clean too. I like this because it's got a wide angle. That's why it's so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The GoPro's pretty solid. I've had a few issues with them here and there, but they're pretty solid.
No, I have the GoPro Max too. I don't know how to stream with it because it's the 360 camera.
Okay.
That'd be cool for you guys. Like when you do your live your gigs, if you want to get footage, you could set it anywhere. You could set it on the guy's keyboard. Who's it?
Jeff. Yeah.
You could put it right by his keyboard. And it would get the whole band, and you could do different angles. It's pretty cool.
That'd be sick.
I'll have to come out sometime when you guys are doing your show, and I'll just set it there.
Yeah,
and get some video footage. It's really cool.
That'd be way cool.
They have different ones. They have the Insta360, and then they have the GoPro 360. I think they got different cameras for it, but sick. I have the GoPro one. It's pretty cool. Dope. Someday do it for streaming, but I don't think that technology's gotten there yet.
Yeah.
So one day.
Every day.
It's always evolving. But that's cool. I like that one.
Yeah, the 7. It's not too bad. It's still holding up.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Well, thanks so much for coming, dude. We got to do this again.
Oh yeah.
We should do some stuff too. We should maybe skate somewhere, like just a skate session and just skate.
Oh, yeah.
Just skate together. But I think it'd be cool, like how you used to like skate around town, like these long.
Oh yeah.
I used to be like, man, that guy's crazy. Like you'd be like, who wants to skate with me from First and White's, First and Scenic to.
I would go from like the bottom of Indian Wells all the way up to Scenic, all the way down Scenic to First, and then go down back to White Sands, and then do it again. Yeah. Laps. But it was fun because you could hit up different skate spots along the way. And
back then, I would have had no interest. I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna stay at the park.
Right.
But now I'm totally down. I'm like, dude, I'll skate across town.
Oh, and on my bike, I have this attachment that you could put your slide your board in the back. So I have like a board carrier.
Okay.
Too,
yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
But yeah, maybe we could cycle around and take our boards with us and just like hit spots. That'd be sick.
I think it's got like a multi rack on it. You could put 2 or 3 boards on it.
When's a good time when you're out, maybe recreationally, like just kind of like weekends or something?
Yeah, weekends like Saturdays and Sundays. If I'm not DJing somewhere,
maybe like
Saturday,
just during the day, sometime afternoon or.
I like going early. I like the sun. I just like being out in the sun.
Yeah,
because it's really like not like last Sunday. That was horrible. Did you see that dust storm?
Yeah, we had to move our gear back from the VFW in that.
Oh, horrible.
It was a bad time. Yeah.
Like, I don't mind the wind. I don't mind the rain, the snow. I don't like the wind.
Yeah.
Period.
I've heard that. I'm sure everyone's like, yep.
It's horrible, especially here in New Mexico.
It's bad with all the dirt. It's bad. But yeah, let's skate, man. And then have you come out and skate in here with us again.
Oh, yeah. Soon. I want to. I just, I never know when you guys are going to be doing it. You got to come skate the pump ramp at the base too. That thing's so fun.
I've skated it once or twice, but
Do you like it?
It's been too long.
Some people like it, some people don't.
I like it. It's fun because it changes direction at some point, so you can kind of, or you can hit it from both sides.
Oh yeah, you can come in.
So the majority's backside one way, and or you can come in
front
the other
side.
way, and it's kind of cool.
It's fun. I could stay there all day. I just like, and then they got that nice mini half.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Nice too.
I feel like nobody ever skates it much.
I just need to get out there. I went out there when they first put all that in.
Yeah.
And like once or twice with Sean Fox.
Oh yeah.
He took me out there, but
sometimes when I'd be skating out there when he would work at the hospitality at the building.
Yeah.
He'd pop up and come skate for
What's
me.
up? What's up, dude?
Yeah, do his
Do the Sean voice. Shout out, Sean.
right. He would do his little flips he does with his finger flips.
I miss his crazy ass Sean tricks. Now I forgot about those.
Is he still wrestling?
I think he had some issues with his back.
Oh,
but I
yeah.
think he's kind of like healing up. So
Oh yeah,
he might be getting him back into it. But
that's
if anything-
crazy.
If anything, he should coach or something, or be a trainer. Or
They would do those backyard wrestling matches and stuff.
That's nuts. Fucking nuts. Those guys are cool, man. There's way more goes into it than you'd think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, just like with everything. It's,
pretty much. I have to meet up with him at the park or something someday.
Yeah. What about Digumsmak? You told me before, but where did the name come from?
Oh, I don't know. It just popped up like So there's this EPMD song called "You Gots to Chill," and in the song there's like it says like I'm down with the Digumsmak, and I heard that I was like, you know what, that's my name, Digumsmak.
It's great when you just like know it when you find it.
Yeah.
That's like one of the hardest things about a band or something.
Trying to
is
find a name.
Coming up with the name or the.
You guys have always been 7 Stone, right?
Yeah, they had the. I'm kind of the new guy. I've been there for like 2 years.
Did you used to play with like? Remember back in the day at Legends? Remember on Scenic?
Yeah, but
What was that band that play with like what's his name and everybody? Well, wasn't Pizzo in the band?
I don't know. They were AOU
AOU.
and then Juggernauts.
Juggernauts. Did you ever play with
No.
Who else was in it? Shaw. Shaw was in it.
Jared.
Jared
was
was in it.
AOU. Eric Edwards.
Yeah, Eric Edwards. Did you ever play with those guys?
I wish I did. I wasn't very. I played a little bit of guitar, but I didn't really find my musical side yet. I could.
You're just there hanging out.
Yeah, and then I had my music friends like Mike Leone and Ryan Dubois,
Right.
drummer dude, and
Oh yeah.
Hollis, and all those guys. But yeah, I wasn't band material back then.
Oh, no?
Didn't think I was or something. I didn't think I was that level of a player yet.
You hadn't grown into it yet.
But I was definitely a part of the scene. Like I would go, I'd get the little flyers and stuff, and be like, "You guys going to the show tonight?" And be like, "Yeah." Those were some of my favorite.
See, and that's crazy.
That
Like,
was my intro to like real music.
and that's crazy.
Kind of like how Washington, when I first saw real skateboarding.
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw the real music, and I'm like, wow, But
you should do like a reverse on you because you're always interviewing people. Someone needs to do a podcast interviewing you. You know what I mean?
I know, yeah.
Because there's always like different gaps, like different generations. Like you're like with Fabian and Lane and everybody, and like you guys had your generation, and then sometimes people want to know about that.
Yeah, I need to get into that. Eric Edwards has a podcast called Diamond In Podcast.
Like the Diamond In
Like
here.
the Diamond In.
Does he still do it?
He's still doing it.
Man, I need to check that. I didn't even know.
He's in like Tennessee. Oh yeah, so I don't know about conspiracy theories and all that, but a podcast I can recommend that the homie does is called the Diamond In.
Does he do that?
It's on Spotify.
Ooh,
yeah.
nice.
So it's Eric Edwards from AOU.
Oh, really? I see. I didn't know that.
And there's like 16 episodes or something.
Wow.
So you could.
How long has he been doing that?
You could do a little back catalog, a year or so.
And it's on Spotify.
It's on Spotify.
Well, what's the name again?
Diamond In.
Like Diamond In.
Just
That's
like
crazy.
the Diamond In. Like that's where
they
building
played.
Is like his front. It's like his little artwork on there.
See, and I used to DJ there too. We would DJ there, and those were crazy days.
But yeah, he's got that podcast. But he had asked me like, "Hey man, you want to be on the show sometime?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And we just haven't gotten to it yet.
Do they do? Is it like a Zoom? You would come in on like a Zoom?
It would be like a phone call.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know how they do like maybe mix minus or
Right.
There's like that little trick where I don't know, like where the phone call comes through the mixer. Or something.
So he does that. It's audio on Spotify. Is it also video on
I don't
YouTube?
think it's video.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's mostly music based.
And I really loved when they were doing the, like with Pizzo and everybody were doing the podcast. What was it?
Yeah, Poop City.
Poop
podcast.
City. Yeah, I wish it kept going.
I did have an episode with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know where all that went or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's still out there. It might be out there somewhere.
You know how like it's hard because like I'm a fan of that, and I like wish they kept it going. But then there's always the side when on the other side, there's probably a lot of stuff going on where it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's why for me, I'm just trying to keep mine simple.
Yeah.
At least for, because I don't have like a producer or something.
Right.
I'm like, I just slap up a camera, couple mics, and it all started because I was recording my own music and stuff, and then I got the idea. I'm like, well, if I can record music, I can record a conversation.
Video too. Oh yeah.
And then I've made skate videos and other little videos before, so it's kind of.
Do you film with that too? Just skating?
Yeah, that's initially why I had gotten it, and now it's basically just the podcast thing. And
Oh, okay.
I mean, you could still film clips with it, but although I got it on a high 8,
Oh, did you?
I kind of went back.
Yeah.
Kind of like the 4-track, like the 4-track thing. Like I'm kind of going back to.
We know that's good
to
too.
old stuff. So I want to get like we'll make a skate video with high 8 and start making some music to tape.
Because I think Logan, I think that's how he makes his music with 4-track recorders, isn't it?
Probably.
Yeah.
I know it's just, a lot of his stuff actually
On
comes
cassette.
out on cassette.
Yeah, I got one of them. He sent me. No, I actually bought one. I try to support the artists when I can, you know.
For sure.
Buy their music and their merch. There's one artist from Cruises, a Billy Free. Have you heard of her? She's good. I have to send you some of her music.
Sick.
She's from, but she's like you know how Eric Burton's doing real good for himself, kind of like in that same scenario.
Yeah, where she's on the
come up. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah. There's a lot of talent around here for sure.
There is.
That I don't think it's appreciated as much as it should.
Oh man, yeah, there's certainly some talent around here. I have seen it with my own eyes where you're like, that's incredible. And people all the time are like, that came out of Alamogordo, and you're like, yeah. It's like my buddy Keith, like at the level of guitar that he can play.
Yeah.
People don't believe it. And the band, the whole band, honestly, people are like, you guys are from Alamogordo? And you're like, you know, because we go to other places and they're like, you guys are the best band that we've heard.
Ever seen?
And you know, they're like, no one can play that shit like you guys do, or like no one can sing like Danny's. Like I can't believe that guy can sing that. And I'm like, I know, it's crazy, you
right?
know? And the Keith can play all those fucking solos like just like the album,
wow.
but better. It's like because it's not all lo-fi. Like if you go back and listen to Mississippi Queen, it's all lo-fi and like it doesn't sound that dope.
Oh yeah.
But when we play Mississippi Queen, it's like
clarity.
Woo, like it's, you know, and it's just a simple song, but
well, because like when I saw you guys at the VFW,
yeah,
and I've only seen you guys play once, and it was amazing. It sounded good.
Yeah, everything
sounded really good. And now that has probably been already maybe a year ago, hasn't it?
Yeah, pretty close to it, something like that. Yeah.
How often are you guys playing there?
We're gonna be playing there once a month coming up.
I'll have to, you know what?
We play the Rabbit Hole in La Luz Saturday night. This a week from now.
See, I'm DJing at Rocket City every Friday, and I really wanna expand it to like bands too, because they like before pandemic hit, they were doing some shows with some of the bands they were doing out there, but I don't think it really ever caught on. But I kind of want to get more than just, you know, DJing out there.
Yeah.
With bands and stuff like you guys and was it Burning Sunday maybe? Get them out there, and Molly's Chamber would be cool.
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
And what's the one what's their names?
Hear No Evil. They're another good band from here. Goax Alice.
Goax Alice. I don't know why I couldn't say their name. I really like them.
They're really good.
Because I like the keyboardist too. He's good.
They're cool, man.
I would like to get them there. I know they have the Rabbit Hole. They play.
Yeah, that place is a blast.
Yeah.
I love playing there.
I haven't been there yet. I want to check it out one day.
Because it's got a full-on, you know, like a
sound system.
Stage, and you can run around and move around. Like it's just bigger. Like they've
done a lot of good work.
You know, we're kind of in the corner, and you can move around, but not really.
It's really tight.
The Rabbit Hole is kind of like you're more of like, oh, we're on stage.
It's like a real stage.
Like the VFW, you're just on the floor,
right?
Which is cool. You know, it's really intimate club setting, and I really do like playing the V.
Yeah. When's your next show there?
I'll have to look. I don't have my phone with me in here, but I'll put all the new dates on the site. But I think we play the Rabbit Hole Saturday, and then 2 weeks later we're back at the V. So
this Saturday coming up.
Yeah,
you guys were there last Saturday.
So March 11th we're at the V. Yeah, we were just there a week ago.
I remember seeing that.
So I think we're gonna be playing there once a month, which is almost too much.
Yeah,
I think we should play like every month and a half.
Because
just to keep it fresh.
Yeah,
but
it's like the same thing. Same thing with DJing. I feel like every week. I mean, I'll do it. I love doing it.
Same here.
But I'm thinking on the customers
from their perspective.
Like, you know, being a DJ, I mean, I can play different music all the time, but still the same
vibe, energy.
I bet people get tired. People get tired of me too sometimes. Like, he's here again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the idea of switching things up.
Yeah, switch it up.
Keep it fresh.
And the thing is with us is it's just like, it's hard to add new songs because it takes a lot of work. And then, but we want to keep
getting
adding,
new material,
adding new songs, because then the people come out and see us, and you're like, well, it's always the same stuff. We could switch up the order,
right?
We could switch up a few things, but people pretty much know what they're getting. You know,
What they know what they're.
If you're gonna play 4 hours worth of music, it's like, how much more can we add?
Right.
You know? How do we remember the same 4 hours of music, and then but we're always trying to push into adding new songs, and it just takes a lot of work. But
these mics sound good. What is this?
You wouldn't believe it, but they're $20 Behringer mics.
Oh, really? You know what? I have I bought a new monitor because I was using JBL for years.
Mm-hmm.
See,
I couldn't believe these were $19.99.
They sound good, and I know you got the cover for it too.
And you got the little cover, but it really comes down to the preamp that you're running through and the way that you EQ it.
Yeah,
maybe a little compression, because the board sounds really good.
Oh yeah,
because it hits the little analog compressor and then runs through the EQ.
I have some RCF speakers that I bought. Those are really good. They're
and these are cheap headphones too. And when you compare these to my actual,
are these Sony's?
These are just Tascams.
Oh, okay.
Same with these. These are like cheap, like $20 headphones.
They sound good.
They sound good when you're in there for a while, but when you listen to music, you notice the mids. You're like, damn, these are tinny, like you're in a can or something.
I feel like
they're good for talking though.
I can tell, like when I'm over here, I can feel it. I need to be right here to really.
What do they call that? Proximity effect.
Feel the warmth.
So this is like where the radio voice comes in, and you're close, and then
it's like your own 9 club here.
Yeah, but you can make any gear work, if you kind of know how to use it, I guess.
Yeah, but. And I'm self-conscious with my sound when I DJ somewhere. Every time, especially if there's like a musician there, I'll ask them, how does it sound? And they'll tell me. I don't know. They'll say it sounds good.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're being nice. But I'm real like self-conscious. Like I know that there's like, man, this doesn't sound good tonight. But there's like some nights where you're like, oh, this really sounds horrible. You'll get like a hum or a feedback from somewhere.
Yeah.
And you're like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Like a wires crossing or something.
Depends on the room, phase cancellation, or different microphones, or the acoustics of the room, or.
But this sounds really good.
Something.
Like real good, real warm.
Yeah, I like I like to try to keep it simple, but yeah, I like it.
Yeah, because if you got too much going on, you start to hear the interference.
Right. Yeah, this is just a regular dynamic mic into a mixing board.
Yeah,
a little EQ and compression.
Almost thought it was a Shure mic, but
the Shure SM58 or whatever. In fact, this mic clip, mine says Shure right here. I don't know if yours does. I don't know if it's on that stand.
Yeah, it is.
Sure.
Yeah, it is.
So interesting. Maybe the Shure clips come with them. I don't remember. I have a few Shure mics, but I was like, the ultimate podcast mic would be the Shure SM7B.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people use.
That's what they use. Joe Rogan and 9 Club and all that. The big, fat, nice, warm.
Oh yeah, but this sounds good.
But those fuckers are $400.
I think I can't tell.
And I'm just like, for $20,
you can't beat it.
Sounds fine. It comes down to mixing.
Just doctor it up.
Yeah, just doctor it up, but.
That's cool.
Shoot, man. I guess we better call it, I guess, pretty soon before I have any weird mishaps with my camera. I know it's been going a while. So.
Better wrap it up. That'd be funny if you got all the way in, you didn't hit record.
Oh, that's always my biggest fear, being the one-man engineer. You're like, did I not press a button? Or that's why I'm always looking. I'm like, the red light's still on and that thing's on.
I know. I noticed that. Like, I'll watch your podcast and I see you kind of like, and you're like looking around like, is it on? Is it recording?
That's why I got that, I love the solid state, like the recording straight to the board without having to deal with the computer. Because the only thing I'm using my computer for is the orange curb logo. Or if we wanted to look something up, we could be like, oh, let's pull up T-Funk's frontside ollie.
Right.
Like, I want to get more into doing that, where I'm like,
eventually
talking about the stuff and bringing it up on screen. And
it's always something to improve on.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Who is that? Legends Never Die. Who's in that picture?
P-Stone. It's just a homie, like a TM.
Oh, okay.
Or somebody. I should know a little bit more about him if I'm going to rep him. But I just like the quote. He was in the. He passed away. I forget exactly what happened to him, but he was like the dude in the van, driving the van and just keeping everyone going, keeping the stoke alive, and just like a part of the skateboard community.
Got Harold Hunter over here.
Thrasher, and then Harold. That was a T-shirt that I had. And
you cut it out?
I cut it out. I was like, I got to save that. I was like, that's the shit, man. It's like, I love that photo of him.
I think I had that Zoo York board with him on there like that.
You might have.
I think I did.
When I had the shop here, I had ordered that board like 3 or 4 times.
I might have got it from you.
I kept ordering that board.
Oh, did you really?
As soon as someone would buy it, I'm like, all right, I'm going to order another one. Like, as long
you never kept one for the wall?
I should have. I should have. But
that's like me. Oh, man, I wish. I like... I kick myself in the butt all the time. Like my dad, when he had the shop, oh my God, I would
Some of
have
the
had so many
graphics.
boards, especially some of the the world industry boards, the controversial ones like the Javante Turner, or like there was one.
The Jeremy Klein and stuff.
Yeah.
And certain ones that were like, I'm not, like, even some guys would be like, I don't want to put my name on that. And then like
Right.
the other guy would be like, I'll take the risk. Like, fuck it, put my name on it,
There
because
was-
the graphic was like way too much.
Oh yeah, they had that period of where all their boards were controversial.
Like Rocco, Steve
The
Rocco.
Rocco.
Yeah.
I had the board. I had one of the boards. It wasn't really controversial. It was an all velvet board. It was literally velvet, and it had like I don't know. I don't remember the graphic, but it was so cool. And then there was the controversial ones. It came in like a hefty bag,
Oh.
and then you opened it. It was like some crazy it was like a porn picture, but it was so cool.
Yeah, like it had to be wrapped.
I think it was a Randy Colvin, but like if you'll never get those boards again.
No.
But I
There's
wish,
somewhere on eBay for like $400.
Oh, exactly.
Or more.
and I could have had those boards. I could have, but I rode them and I tore them up. I broke them.
At the time, you're just
You didn't know.
a skateboard.
Yeah, I could have had so many boards that I wish I would have kept. Oh my God, classic boards, and like you said, you could be able to sell them nowadays for thousands upon thousands of dollars.
Yeah, you never know.
Jeez.
Hold on to your stuff, people. You never know what it's going to be worth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was never so much in. I just recently started riding Powell boards,
Mm-hmm.
but I was never into Powell back then. I never had a Tony Hawk. I never had a Steve Caballero. I never had a Mike McGill or a whatever Powell board there was. But just recently I started riding Powell again, or for the first time.
Nice.
Like I have the Ripper.
I love that.
I've had like 3 Rippers.
Classic. I love that logo.
They have like the new shapes and stuff, but it's so cool.
It is cool.
But
it's
I could.
still kicking.
So like I have those, I have that board. I think I bought 2 of those from you, or Vicky bought them.
yeah.
I have one that I rode. I have one that I kept. I have that one. I kept that one.
Yeah.
I don't think I could ever ride it.
I had to put that one up for the episode.
Actually, I did.
I almost forgot. I was, oh shit, I got to put the digging board up.
I did ride it. I actually did ride one of those. And I loved it.
Yeah.
I had one of Lewis's boards I rode. I love that board.
Oh, I love that
The
one.
shape was perfect.
Yeah.
Were they all the same shapes?
Pretty much the same, yeah.
But it was different. That one was different. Lewis's.
Yeah, they're all the mellow concave, like same company. But
I had 2 of his boards.
I'll get a stack of the same boards, and some of them are a little different.
Did you ever
there's
make
always, one will be like a little bit longer or something, and you're just like there's some variation, but they're all the same in general concave.
There was never a Dom board, was there?
Not yet.
Oh, shotgun.
Oh,
Yeah, the shotgun boards. Yeah,
Shotgun. There was a Dom board.
that's right.
Just not
But
a
I mean,
OC
you
board.
never had one yet for him.
I would do more. I want to have everyone have a board for sure, but it's just like the way that I was doing it was the minimums of the graphics. And I'd have to get 25. I'd have to do 50 transfers.
Yeah.
So if any one graphic would be, I'd have to do 50 of them,
Oh,
which is a
yeah.
minimum order
Right.
to run the graphics. So the company would make it, and then I'd have to order 25 boards at a time.
Oh, yeah.
minimum.
You had to
So
buy them in a
we'll
batch.
basically have to order 50 boards, but they'll make you do 50 transfers, and then you can order only 25 boards at a time.
Right.
For the wood cost. So I'd set up a graphic, pay the one-time fee for the graphic setup, then order the first 25 boards.
Oh, yeah.
And then hawk them off to all the friends and give some away and try and sell some.
Yeah.
And then I still have to get the other 25. And it's like it's pretty hard to get rid of 50 skateboards.
Exactly.
And then you set up the new graphic.
Because in your mind, you're like, oh, these will go like hotcakes. And then you still have like about 20 left.
It's one thing when we had the shop, I'd
You could sell 'em there.
them a lot more, but now it's just the website or just like giving them away or whatever. But
I think it came on my timeline the other day. It was like the orange curb shop, and it was like the front door,
okay. Yeah.
had all the stickers on it. Like I think I
Yes.
took a picture of it.
Sick.
But yeah, that's how many years. Oh, God, how long ago has that been?
The one out front here?
No,
Or
the one on
on New York.
New York.
It was 2016 to 2018, I think. Yeah.
Oh, so it was about 2 years. I wish.
It was a 2-year run, and that already it's already been 5 years since we fucking closed down.
Dang, that's
It's
crazy.
already been 5 years.
Yeah, it was just like that went by so quick.
I know. That was one of the best eras in my life. You think about these eras. Like, think about that being in like Seven Stone now.
Right.
I'm like, I'll think about this time, like kind of how I thought about Curb Appeal. And
There's just like different
there's
chapters.
those eras where you're like, we were skating, and skating at the shop, skating the park, skating the warehouse, skating the streets.
Right.
It was just, man, we were just getting it, and I loved that time.
I can go back and watch the first. What were the first videos you make? What were the names of them?
The most epic skate video of all time.
Was that it?
That's the one you were in. Yeah.
Oh, that one was fun. That was a short one.
Yeah.
That one was funny.
That was cool. It was
but the ones
cheesy,
before that,
the editing and stuff was all right. And like Fabian made We're Not Pros.
That's right. Those were real good.
Yeah, his was really good. The first one I made was a little goofy, the epic skate video.
Right.
But it was still some good skating.
Oh, that was, I loved it.
It was cool. It's just the way that it was put together was kind of, I look back at it and it's kind of cringy. But at least I made something. You know? I could have just never made anything.
It's like the ones I made they're so the way I would make them was really prehistoric. I would take a VCR. I would run the video cam to one VCR, and then I have another VCR. I would go from there to there, and everything would be going there. And then it was just like a long process. I think
you have to edit it in real time, clip by clip.
Oh yeah,
overdubbing and making sure that you didn't screw it up.
The one video took us literally like Saturday and Sunday to make, like literally 48 hours of making it. There, no sleep.
Yep.
I got to get this done. I'm like, I'm gonna do this. If I don't get no sleep for like a week, I'm gonna do this.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
But it took like a good 48 hours. I even had like Lewis and Mark would show up, and I think they would get bored. Like, okay, we're gonna go
get food.
But I'm still there like a mad scientist,
chopping it up,
trying to
all hours of the sunrise.
I don't know if I try to do it now. I there's no way.
Yeah. But you just have that drive. You're like, I have to. The creative mindset. Where you're like, I don't care.
Record, pause, record. Or no, play, pause, record. Play, pause, record. Play, pause, record. It was horrible.
Yeah.
It took forever.
And then, so yeah, I did that cheesy one, the epic skate video. And then I made the orange curve video. That one was cool.
Yeah.
That's with Dom and Rufino and Flea and Luis and Daniel Ross, Matt Roberts. Who else? All of us, basically. And there was a homies part.
Who's got did Fabian get the video of Dom doing the kickflip down the big double set?
I don't know who has that.
I think it was Fabian. But that's
incredible.
Because I saw Jamie ollie it. I saw Jamie do a Benihana down it. And I saw him do that. But I didn't see anybody do a kickflip down it that day. I saw one of the other riders do a 180 ollie, frontside 180. But never a kickflip down him.
Damn, I would almost rather kickflip it than 180. Landing fakie, going that fast over that.
Oh, that guy.
I imagine you could stretch the 180 pretty far because that's cool. You can stretch a 180 out pretty far.
Yeah.
But I would like from my own skating, I would be like, if I was gonna just do any trick, yeah, I'd definitely kickflip it.
Do a kickflip. Oh man,
Dom, I can't believe it. That's badass. He did so cool that he did that.
He caught it clean.
Yeah,
and
way
high.
Out there. That's a big set of stairs, man.
And he rode.
But there's the speeds there for days. Like if you go down that slope and you just stick one out there, you've got it.
Did you ever ollie it? Just ollie it?
Nah, hell no.
I tried. I got hurt.
I could never. Do I have the actual skill to do it? Yeah, but I just can't convince myself.
It's a mind game.
The mind game. I'm just a chicken shit to ollie something that big to go that fast. And
plus you landed and you got to roll in the street. Yeah. That street's not real rough, but it doesn't feel good.
It's rough enough.
It doesn't feel good when you fall on it.
Mm-mm.
Jeez. Insane.
Insane.
Shouts to Dom on that.
Shout outs to Dom, man.
But I saw Jamie do a Benihana down it. That was crazy.
That's incredible. Man.
It took him a few tries, but he got it. But I think he was all about the Benihana. Oh, Chad Muska did try a frontside flip down it, but he never got it.
Ooh.
He was catching them in the air high, but he never, I don't think he ever pulled off, rolled away from him.
Dang. What about that slope right where your dad's shop is?
I saw him do.
Did anyone ever clear that whole thing into the street?
Oh yeah, even locals like Mark Ald's done it.
Because that's huge.
Mark Ald did a Benihana down that.
Because when you look at that, you're like, that's...
Well, it's huge, but now...
The street's way too chuffed.
And I think
they had repaved it.
I think even then it was pretty rough.
Yeah. That's incredible.
I wouldn't want to I never tried that one. It was just really awkward to me.
You ollied go ahead.
Well, no, I was afraid a car was coming this way.
Yeah, you'd have to have spotters for sure. You ollied the one across the street though, the Diamond Shamrock grass cap.
Oh yeah,
You did that one.
I've done that one.
I saw you do that one in that video. I think.
Have you ever done that one?
I've never even done.
Is
that
it
one.
still there? It is still there.
I think it's still there. Yeah.
But I think the rollaway's bad.
Yeah.
It's probably rough.
It's probably rough. That's a cool gap though.
My friend Dave, the first one to do it was David. I think I saw him do it first, and then I've done an ollie and I've done a 180 off over it.
Dang.
I don't know if I could do it right now. If you told me to go do it right now, I don't think I could do it. I could do it eventually, but right now
I think you could ollie it again. Yeah. 180. That's sick, dude.
It's really not that big.
Nah, it's just a mind game. It's because it's double curb.
Yeah.
You have to clear the first curb.
And the other one.
If the first curb wasn't there,
yeah,
I would have been probably all over it. But
if it was just like a grass.
But yeah, if it was just grass and then one single curb, but it's always that double curb where you're like, you got to.
And then the one on Indian Wells,
the dentist one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same thing.
That one's pretty big.
Same thing. If like
I've ollied it, but I haven't done like any flip kind of trick down them.
Dang, that's sick that you ollied that. Has that been there a long, long time?
I think it's been there a while, but no one noticed it.
It seemed like newer.
And then one day someone just did it, and then people started doing it. It was like a hidden gem.
Yeah, because that's a pretty gnarly gap.
It is. I don't know if I would do that one right now.
One of my favorite clips is Anthony Boughton doing an ollie like through the trees on that.
Oh yeah,
like the trees had grown in, and he's just like he just ollied it or 180'd it, I forget, but it.
He's another one where like you've seen him when he was a little kid and they just got crazy good fast. Him and Dom, wow,
yeah,
they got good quick. Because I would see Anthony doing backflips, like he was just a little kid at the park playing soccer.
Yeah,
at soccer practice, and he would come over, and he would do a backflip off the curb. I was like, that's pretty cool. And then, I'm trying to think how old he would have been then.
Teenager or young, like middle schooler,
right?
7th grade, 13,
yeah, he was young.
Or 13,
he might have only been in elementary
school.
Crazy.
13, 12,
yeah.
12, 11.
He was youngins, crazy kids. But now I don't know. I don't really go to the park that much, like often. I do go, but I don't know anybody. I don't know of any of the new kids.
Yeah, I know a couple of them, but it's weird because I'm like the other guy now.
Yeah.
Like you're the other guy and you're like, oh.
If you're the other guy, I'm like the other guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Once removed, twice removed, three times removed.
Yeah, it's crazy. No. But they're good. Some of these kids are pretty good.
Yeah, they're cool. At least there's somebody out there still getting it.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
Right. But I don't, like I said, I don't know any of the young ones. Pretty crazy.
Legacy, man.
Yeah.
I think to a lot of people, you're iconic, legend, man, like not in a cheesy way.
Yeah.
But it's just because it's like, it means a lot to us that it goes back that far.
I just like the fact that, I've been able to be here this long in Alamogordo and seen like all the generations of skateboarding come and go and, be able to talk about it. Because, like I said, we barely, since we've been talking right now, we haven't even touched the surface.
We haven't even touched it.
Like, that could be a whole other podcast in itself.
And I say that not to just be like, oh, dig them or whatever, but it's just the facts that, you've been skating here since what, like the 85 or something you said?
85.
And like, dude, I was born in 90.
Right, that's crazy.
Not to try to make you feel old or whatever, but that's what I mean. It's just there's a level of respect from the skate community. Where
and I was just talking, even
this guy was skating these spots before I was even alive.
Even before me,
to me, that's legend stat, and you're just that. You're like, it's just my life. It's just normal.
Yeah,
but to us, it's like that's really cool.
That's Alamogordo.
Yeah.
But even before me, there was way before I started skating. My dad, there was I don't know. A lot of people don't remember. There was a skate park over there by on South Florida. You know where Walmart? Well, do you remember where that bowling alley used to be?
Rocket City, not Rocket City, Space City,
something like that.
I think it was called Space
something. Space lanes or something. I don't know.
Like that, yeah.
A lot of people don't even remember the bowling alley. But
I was right. That's part of my route that I'm about to ride one more time tonight.
Right.
And you look off and there's just desert and you're
there's
like,
nothing there.
Bowling alley. Yeah.
But there on the side of it, they had go-karts. They also had a skate park there, like bowls, not bowls, but more like snake runs and stuff.
Interesting.
They had that. Nobody remembers it. There's one guy that might remember it, but he's not here no more. But that was when I was not into skateboarding. I didn't know about skateboarding really then.
Yeah.
So this had to have been like early 80s, late 70s. Early 80s, like 80, 81. Because I was born in 75, but my dad would take me over to the go-karts. and I would see all the people skateboarding in those bowls.
Yep.
And it was an actual legitimate skate park. I don't know. I think you might be able to still see some of the concrete there. I think since then they've torn it down and covered it.
I do remember some weird old foundations out there.
Yeah.
Because we'd kind of be walking around out there
and see stuff.
Remnants.
I remember when Walmart wasn't even there.
Yeah.
It was just like a desert.
I remember when Walmart was like new.
Yeah.
Like the old Walmart was still Walmart.
The one by 54 and 70.
Yeah. I remember going to Walmart out there.
Ancient history.
Crazy. Yeah, man. Well, shit, dude. Thanks for coming. This has been awesome. I think we should maybe do it again.
Oh, yeah.
If you ever want to.
Maybe we get Fabian on this
do
one.
Round 2, yeah.
Bring Fabian or somebody in.
Yeah, me and you and somebody else over there.
Bring some of his shoes. Oh, yeah, sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Could be like like on Nines. What's his name that sits in the back? And
Roger.
Raj.
Yeah,
Raj.
Yeah.
Got our own Raj here somewhere.
For sure.
But yeah, cool.
Thanks for coming, dude. Yeah, let's skate. Maybe like do like a
bike run.
A loop or
that'd be fun.
Bike run, a bike/skate. Something.
Skate day or something. Maybe when's your next podcast, or you don't have anything planned coming up?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe we can do the bike run on a Sunday or something.
Yeah,
because that's pretty.
I usually do one of these like every other week or once a month, or there might be a month or 2 months where we don't. I don't know. That'd be cool. Whenever they happen, but
that's cool that you get people in here to talk about their lives and what they do.
I love it. I think it's interesting, and I've said this before, but it's like other people get to catch up with you. So there's your community, like people that you maybe on day. Social, or like even just your internet presence or whatever, that like that follow you, so you can be like, oh, Orange Kirby interview, like check it out, or if you feel like it,
that's
you
cool.
Can post it, so your whole community gets to catch up.
Yeah,
maybe like some of your old friends are like, oh, I remember what he's talking about. Like, you know, it'll strike a chord with somebody else that has nothing to do with me.
Oh yeah,
which that's what I realized. That's what's special.
You're the host.
It's just like it's something for.
You're the facilitator.
It reaches places that are out there that I don't even know that it'll go.
Oh yeah,
so that's the coolest part for me.
But at the same time, you're just like capturing a moment.
Yeah.
Giving someone their platform to tell a story.
Yeah.
Or something they've experienced
and first and foremost, obviously it's about the hot seat. So whoever's there, it is for sure. First and foremost, it's about them.
But like I said, it can get reversed sometimes.
But it's cool how the avenues travel.
Oh yeah. Cool.
You know.
We'll have to do that.
Yeah.
But
right on.
Hope everybody's having a good this will come out tomorrow, huh? Like a Monday.
It'll come out a few days. It'll take me a while.
Okay.
It'll take me a couple days. So it's a Sunday night right now.
Like Wednesday or something.
Yeah, sometime in the week, Wednesday, Thursday, something like that.
And a lot can happen between now and Wednesday.
a lot could.
The world could implode or disappear.
Yeah. Man, got to keep it real and get after it. Do the things you want to do.
Enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
Seize the day.
Seize the day. That's right. We'll leave it with that. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Loved it.
I loved it too.
We'll do this again.
Absolutely.
Check 1 2.